Hang on, I gotta finish that one real fast. Whoa! How's it going, everybody? Excuse me, how rude, but that's what happens when you chug a lucky beer. Bless you, Penny. She just sneezed. She's on the seat behind me. Welcome, happy Friday night to the new studio of VanlifePLUS's stream. That's not an actual thing, but I am in my swivel chair, and it's the first time we've done a live stream from this position. And it's always a good thing to try new positions. So let's give some shout outs and hellos to everybody who is here in the chat on this fine Friday evening. We've got Selena Cox. Love your last name, darling. Okay, it's too early for that. Calm down. Hang on. I saw Kay Regatta. Hello, darling. Forerunner Life with Cindy is here. Mr. Red Taco, as well as Rebecca M. Carrie McLaren, Radio Man. Adina Argle. I should know how to say your name with more confidence by now, my dear, but here we are. Andrea Brennan's in town. She's also into Van. Stingray's here. How you doing, my man? Ruth Anderson, the Urban Fat Kid, Nancy Shad, Sean, Rocking Horse Exploration and Paranormal, as well as Jane Wayne, Chickford on Wheels. It's always fun to say your name. Carrie Ann Kemp is here. Matt Fife. RW, it looked like stroke, but it probably wasn't, but it went by very fast. Barb Atkinson is here. Teresa Prass. Sean M. Kathy. That's very simple. And Kyle, who lives in a van, is here. Masha Havastova. Hello, darling. How are you? Excuse me. All the lucky I just drank is coming right back up. Good grief. Hang on. We always need to calm down just a little second here. Hang on. Catherine Spong is in the chat. Hello, hello. Diamond Pixie Craft. Hello. Right back to you, my dear. Jeff with a G is here. Shawnee Hodgson. Moira Baines. Nailed it. Jacqueline Jeffrey. Did I get that right? Jacqueline Jeffrey. Nailed it. Jackie Harrington is here, as well as Alexandria Span. Michelle Swanson, Long Distance Traveler Music. Gray Power 60. Danny Gray. Habit Noon Angel. Well, I tried. They can't all be winners. Sorry, my dear. J.D. Fuller is here, as well as preparing the Bride Faith Outreach, otherwise known as Sharon with an E. Oh, now he texts. Hang on, I gotta respond. Sorry, everybody. This is quality content. Quality content. Give me a second. Amber, can you share your phone number in chat? Don't do that. I'm sending your number to Conrad. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Oh, that's the wrong person. Okay, hi. We're back. Shiny Nickel Blades is here. As well as Kathy Wright Johnson. Stun me from Panama City. Hello, hello. Angela Cartwright is here. Michelle Williams. Deborah Large from Oklahoma. Hello, hello. String Arts. Love the new Lucky 2.0. Also, thank you for introducing me to Heat Shrink. So handy. You're very welcome. I didn't think I would introduce anybody to that, but nailed it. Isn't it fun? Seal up all your shit so no liquid gets in there. No moisture. Nobody likes moist wires. Lockmere is here, as well as Relevant Traveler. And we got Bonnie Edmondson, Pam W. Vernon is here, as well as, did I say Jackie Harrington? I say your name again. Hello, darling. Tim Lowry is here, Robert Mitchell. Okay, there's a lot of awesome people here. I am but Penny's behind me on the bed. Penny, say hi. I can't swivel the chair enough to show her. There she is. There's Penny. Say hi. We're live right now. Oh, it's bath time? I'll write you that. That's where Penny is. Anyways, I'm going to catch up with the chat here, guys. We got very far behind last time. I'm sure it's going to happen again this time. Anyway, Friday night live stream right before the big van life meetup tomorrow. Real quick, anybody who here is in chat, I'm curious. Type the number 1 in chat if you're going to be coming down to Craze Outdoors grand reopening celebration tomorrow. Let me see. And also, this is just a normal VanlifePLUS hangout live stream on a Friday night. So I'll be happy to answer any questions anybody might have about van life or whatever. It definitely helps if when you throw your question into the chat, if you put 3 Qs at the front of your question, helps it to stand out for my peepers. I can't guarantee I'll see it, but it definitely increases your chances. Hello, YYC Car Guy. How are you? Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, play catch up here. Go back and see who else. The Strokes are overrated. Urban Fat Kid's in a mood. Yes, you said my name twice. Well, it's just the way it is. She forgot to say she was from Ohio, but now we know. Will I be in need of a white hot chocolate tomorrow morning? I don't know if I'll be in need of it, but always gladly accept one. You know? Charles is in Wyoming, for anybody who was curious. Am I missing my winter wonderland? No. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Am I still doing my therapy and exercises? And by that, they mean physical therapy. Because I'm completely fine up here. Thank you. Zip it. Put down the fork. Yes, I'm still doing my physical therapy and my exercises. It's an uphill thing for my back, but it's so funny. I was camping this past weekend. I keep saying that. This past week. And I had no service. So at one point I was watching some old vlogs on my hard drive just to see where I, go back and see where I was coming from. I was curious about my back surgery recovery videos. So I watched a couple of those, like where I first got out of the hospital, like I could barely move. I'm like, damn, I don't really have a lot of like recall when that was happening. So I can definitely see how far I have come. There's still a lot of discomfort almost every day, but just the right after surgery, but the post-surgery, holy shit. Teresa, thank you so very much. I can't wait to meet you tomorrow. I'm so excited. Oh, that's very kind of you, Teresa. Yeah, 6 is usually the best. She's crazy, at least for now, but she'll be like a 7 next week. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you very much for the super chat, Teresa, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well. Stan me asks, if you could have any kind of van other than Lucky, what would it be? Any kind of van other than Lucky, what would it be? Probably a Sprinter. Just because of the diesel engine. Ford Transit wouldn't. Just something with a high roof, probably, whether it be a Transit, a Sprinter, or a ProMaster. No real lean-to either way, So that would be my go-to. Wandering OB for white hot chocolate. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. How come no video is playing? Are you live right now? Well, if the video is playing, how am I supposed to respond? Long Distance Traveler says, did you insulate the floor on this build? I did on my build because I learned it's a good thing from Lucky and sort of from that. No, I did not. But I just put more of those insulated mats down, right? And that's good enough for me. It was, as I mentioned in the vlog, I talked about it during one of the build videos. It would have been way too expensive to rip that into my entire floor up and put insulation in. I said, nay. I've done this for 2.5 years now in this area of the country where it gets frigidly cold, and I still think it's like whatever. Now, if I had a blank canvas starting again, then yes, I might insulate the floor. But also what I've learned as well, like I with the low roof, I would probably still do it this way, because if I insulate it and then put flooring down, I'm going to need something on top anyway for my knees, because it's just the way I operate in a low roof van. I'm on my knees a lot in Lucky. When I first come in, when I just sort of shuffle around the living area. So that would kind of defeat the purpose of putting insulation in beforehand. Now, the high top roof where I'm not on my knees down, then we don't have to do it. Just insulate it, then a nice floor on top. When is the first crib contest? Well, it's in the past for me. You will see it on, I believe, next Wednesday's video. Yeah, camping season videos officially start on Monday. Will Penny be at Craves Outdoors? Well, she's in the van, so I don't know where else she would be. Yes, she will be here. Any chance you will have your boat up and running this summer? No, absolutely not. Too expensive. I haven't really set a goal for myself regarding that, which is sad, because again, like I said, I was watching older vlogs, and I watched one from Labor Day 2022 when the boat like sank on me, and that whole like 5 video chronicle that I did with the rough waters, and it really made me miss my boat for sure. But no, this summer will be far too soon for an expense like that. Does Craze Outdoors ship to the US yet? If not, do you know when? No and no, sadly, Stingray. I know they want to, but so it's in the cards, but I haven't heard when that might be happening, and currently they're not. But when you are here, you should just come down and buy something in the summertime. Just saying. You're going to be like right there. What is the temperature here? It's about, I think, like 11 degrees outside right now, Celsius. So whatever that might be in Fahrenheit, if somebody else wants to figure it out. Debbie says, new cup? No, it's the same cup, but Lindsay's name's on it this time. Well, it says Lindsay. It kind of looks like schmutz to me. I tried to rub it off. It didn't work. Wow, 2 super chats and he's not here yet. Matthew, you have the best buddies on YouTube. I feel like Gray Power might not be watching the live stream. I don't know. Did I get my brakes fixed? No, they sorted themselves out. So I don't think it was a seized caliper or anything like that. I think it was just, I think it's probably a combination of a whole bunch of sawdust getting in and on my rotor. And for Lucky, having sat for so long, probably some rust buildup on the rotors that burned itself off, because I have driven her quite a fair distance now this last week, and nothing like I was smelling when I left my parents in BC there. So yay. Although she does need to go in for like a checkup for sure. I would like to get her in to the mechanics before the Montana trip, because there are a few things that need to get done on her. She needs, it's kind of funny, Lucky needs, you know what, doesn't matter. You asked about brakes. The brakes are good. Did you get more storage built in, Lucky? No, but other things. Don't want to spoil the upcoming vlogs, but there are little I didn't build anything, but I have added things. I like how you did the diesel tank. Thanks, Vernon. I appreciate that. Me too. It's paying off in spades. It's unfortunate though, because so for those who have seen the video where I broke the diesel heater door, like the fill tank door, and I've taped it right. So a subscriber sent me a new one, like a new sewer hose door, like the whole thing. Unfortunately, there's no way to remove the door to swap the door. I'd have to replace the entire thing. So we're going to have to live with the black flex tape for a little bit, I think. Michelle says, like the new build. It's very nice to see the change. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What's my favorite thing in Lucky 2.0 so far? My favorite thing is it's a tie. It's a 3-way tie. Between the bed, the fridge, and the swivel chair. Like, it's such a new van. It's just so much fun. It's new, but it's the same. So it's like, the best way for me to explain it, Carrie, is like, it still has the coziness factor that it gave me over the last 2.5 years, because the walls are the same. My original hanging cabinets are there, along with little things like the pipey handle at the top where I hang stuff and whatnot, and of course the curtains. But the everything else being so new and this modern, sleek aesthetic I'm loving. But yeah, all the like I said, the chair, the size of the bed, and the fridge are just game changers on another level, and it just made me even more excited for van life than I already was, or maybe like reignited that excitement, I guess would be. But that implies that, you know, I was like getting over van life, which isn't the case, so it's weird to say it that way. But those are definitely my favorites for sure. It's been funny since I moved back into the van, learning the new space, and with everything that used to be here gone, I have muscle memory. So on more than one occasion, I've gone to like put something away in a cupboard or a cabinet that's no longer there. And for that first week and a half, it was a little frustrating for sure. But I also like it because of its more minimalistic approach. It's forcing me to not have as much stuff, or at least not have as much stuff as readily available. We joke about the drawers at the back being the Dixon drawers, but there's not as much flannel in there as y'all might think. Okay, sorry, I know I'm getting a little bit behind here. Kay says, looks like a nice fridge. How is it working the ice maker as you drive? Does it splash water? No, well, I don't keep it that full. So I haven't had any issues. I imagined if you had it full, it would, but I've gotten into the routine of filling it when I need it and then just making ice. Like I made ice for this drink and it's quite low. So it definitely would splash. It's not waterproof. That's darn sure. Amarillo by morning. I don't know. And Amarillo's where I'll be. I don't. She just keeps saying Amarillo. I'm way behind. Oh, that's my tens machine beeping. Hang on, everybody. Quality content coming right up. Where's the remote? Oh, there it is. Give me a second. There you go. Going back to my back stuff, I've had a lot of discomfort in my lower back today, so decided to slap my wireless tens machine on there before I started the live. Sexy AF. Did you finally get your sink working? You never said if you got it so you can use the drain. I did. It's working. What is the best and worst thing about the new build so far? So, okay, fine. So we'll pigeonhole this for Nicole. We will say the best thing for the build so far, is the bed. And the worst thing is the lack of storage. Like it is. I guess that's not really part of the build, but it kind of is too, right? Like, and you know what's funny? It's like it's so hard for me to pick these favorites and problems, right? I guess I would say the two fold-out tables. Like I'm using this one right now, this first fold-out that I installed on the vlog. And this is kind of why I installed it, because I was going to have the swivel seat and I'd be able to do my live streams here. But and I guess I have used it once when I cooked in the vlog, and that's coming up soon, next week sometime. But these things I don't use as often as I thought I would, these flip out tables. Although if I didn't have them, then it might be a worse case. Might be much worse. So did that answer your question, darling? It was great. I stumbled right over that. Okay. What part of Montana am I going to? Somewhere near Echo Lake. That's the best I can do. I don't know Montana too well anymore. I used to go there a lot when I was a little boy. But we're going there to spread my grandparents' ashes. So we're going down as an entire family. And then Lindsay and I are going to go to a campground afterwards for a few days. I don't remember the campground. Lindsay takes care of all of that stuff. Oh, I'm way behind. Anyway, Carol, are you done rebuilding? Are you done the rebuild of Lucky? Who inspired you for the van life? I don't think you're ever done a van build when you do it yourself. That's how I feel anyway. There's still plenty I could add on. It might not be as much building as I initially thought I was going to do when I left BC, but adding things with ideas from others as well. And I had lots of inspiration for van life. The very first channel I ever watched was a channel called Combi Life, where he drove his van from like the southernmost tip of South America all the way to Alaska. And that was a channel that I watched a lot, and that sort of led into Foresty Forest, who I watched, like I binged him when I first discovered him. And then his van tour with Chrome led me over to Van City Van Life. And I think then it was Chrome's videos and his approach to van life that really inspired me to figure I could do it for myself. Because the first two, Combi Life, like that trip from South America to Alaska, like he set out, he worked, I think he was from the UK. I can't even remember his name right now, so I'm sure somebody in the comments can let us know. But he came out, he saved money, and then that's what he had this task at hand. That's what he's going to do. So it's not necessarily that it was his life, although it kind of became that as all of that adventure went on. And then with Simon, he was the big good out there and hike a fucking mountain. Nope. But beautiful to watch, right? These are never things that I would like put on my hit list to do. But then watching Chrome over at Van City Van Life, he was more of the regular guy. And when I first found him, he was mainly just van lifing in the city of Vancouver and making it work, because he figured, he was paying way too much for his condo. He didn't want to do that anymore, and he had just bought this cargo van to haul all of his DJ gear around with, and he decided, screw it, I'm just going to go move into this cargo van. And then a lot of people here know where that led. And I ended up having the huge benefit of meeting Chrome at one of his meetups a couple of years ago, and we did a van tour on my van that I was building at the time. And the rest, as they say, is sort of history. So I would say it's those three that definitely inspired me the most. Did I install the inverter yet? Yes, I did. So I'm going to try and play catch up here. How does your new bed sleep? I sleep on it okay. I'm still getting used to it. I've had 3 new mattresses now in less than 2 years. And the thing with these mattresses is you got to give them time to break in. And I don't think I ever have. Oh, Annie Rouleau just sent me $50 on PayPal. Thank you very much, Annie. I greatly appreciate that. I'll send you a message back there later this evening or tomorrow. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate it. What was I talking about? I totally lost my train of thought. My apologies. No, what was I talking about? The bed. Yeah, I got to actually break the darn things in. So hopefully it gets more comfortable as time goes on. Okay. Did I get your message on Patreon about the inverter? Vernon, yes, I did. Sorry, it took me a long time to get to my Patreon messages this last week, again, because I was out of service for most of the week. But One Aussie's Adventure is apparently 3D printing and sending me some mounts for my inverter. So for those that don't know, my inverter is a Renogy 1500 watt, 2000 watt. I don't know what the fuck it is. My apologies. But it's a big boy. And in my first van build, I just shoved it behind a cupboard. I didn't need the feet. So I guess I threw the feet out, and you cannot buy the mounting feet, which is super weird. So anyways, Ian's printing me some and sending me some. That's awesome. Right now it's just Velcroed on the inside. It is fine. I know people are concerned about the fan, but I still very rarely use it at high wattage. The most length of time I use it for is when I watch TV, and that pulls 24 watts if the switch is running, which I haven't actually done that yet because I left my switch dock at my parents' house. So very low wattage draw. I used my induction cooktop twice on like medium settings, and it's okay. So anybody concerned about the way my inverter is currently mounted, don't be. I got this. I don't want to die. I don't want to burn Lucky to the ground. Not yet. Just wanted to say hi from Arkansas. Mark, hi. I'm sure I'm way behind, and I apologize, sir. Okay, sorry if I missed. What's your thought on a passenger seat with arms? I don't think it's really super necessary. The driver's seat with an armrest would be way nicer, as would cruise control. But it is what it is. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to play catch up here because there's a couple super chats that have come through, and I haven't even gotten to them yet, and I feel like I'm about to miss them. Van Moose, thank you very much for the super chat. Treats for you, Penny. She literally just snored super loud. You probably couldn't hear that, but thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I also had one come in from Alan Laverne. Love the build, Matthew. I'm finally done with my own. Keep it up, my friend. Congratulations on finishing your build. But like I just said, you're never really done, which is the beautiful part of doing a van build on your own. But thank you very much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to... Oh, hey, Braden. I'm sure you've been here for a while. My apologies, dude. I'm going to play catch up here. So if you typed a question and I just skipped over it. Please don't be insulted. Just throw it back into the chat. Say it again. This is the problem with these chats when people got such good questions and I sort of get long in the tooth with my explanations. We tend to fall behind a bit. I'll do my best to stay caught up, though. Would I be willing to meet subscribers when I'm at the campground? We don't usually like to do that. I'm assuming you're talking Forerunner for Life City. You're talking about the Montana trip. I don't. I mean, if we happen to run into people, that's fine. But very, very specifically and intentionally, I don't announce where we are going in terms of campgrounds, because Lindsay and I just like to keep to ourselves and have our time with either just us as family or whatever friends we might have with us. But we have run into subscribers on the odd occasion at campgrounds, which has been a lot of fun. It happened at Dinosaur Provincial Park a couple years ago. And it was very surreal for Lindsay. She enjoys telling that story because I was in Lucky at the time when this family came walking by. And I guess the little boy in the family said, "That's Lucky and that's Jasper." And Lindsay was outside and she kind of heard it. They were behind her and she was like, "What is happening right now?" And this was very, like I said, this was a couple years ago. So the channel was still fairly fresh. I still feel like it is. But that was a cool moment that we remember fondly. We actually just talked about that a week or so ago. It was very cool. Which season do I find the most difficult for van life? Believe it or not, Billy K, great question. Me personally, the most difficult season is summer. 100% for me. Like I'm a born and bred Canadian boy up in the Alberta prairies. And I insulated my van for that. So I'm actually quite comfortable in winter, which I feel like would be the automatic go-to for a lot of people. So Lucky is super comfy and cozy. People have been in here during those seasons and they can attest to that as well. But the summer months are harder to beat. Now I'm very excited that just because I run hot and the summers here can be brutal and even worse in the province of British Columbia because the bloody humidity over there just makes it that much worse. It's great when it's the mild seasons in here, then you can go to BC and it's even better. But in the dead of summer, it's absolutely brutal. So as being someone who runs hot and likes flannel, you can imagine it gets to be a bit of a sweaty boy. Now I do have that air conditioner from EcoFlow, which I am excited to incorporate back into my van build this summer because I have found a couple little, are they called shops on Etsy? I don't know. They're individuals, right? But that make actual window mounts for the two different hoses that come off of that air conditioner. So my big problem with that EcoFlow Wave 2 last year was there was no real good place to put it in the build, for one. And number two, I had no real way of venting both hoses. And apparently to get it to the most efficiency out of that air conditioner, you absolutely need to vent both hoses. So if I can pick up one of those cool custom designed window mounts for the hoses and have the air conditioner run more efficiently, especially when I'm camping. Might be a little bit more difficult, like when I'm in the city without shore power, because the air conditioner does use a fair amount of the power. So that's one thing, but camping especially should work very well. Anyway, sorry, see what happens? You get a good question and I just a tangent. Okay, what year is Lucky? Lucky is a 2007. Sarah Rose, how are you? Sorry, I didn't see you come in. I saw you chatting and I'm just yapping here as I do, but you know this. Did you not even notice I'm not camping just for your live stream? Hello, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Sarah Rose. Vernon just sent me a very generous donation over on PayPal. Thank you very much, Vernon. $130.64 Canadian. This is after the conversion. He's from America. I greatly appreciate that, Vernon. That's very kind of you, sir. I didn't see you say anything in chat, but don't take it personally. There's a lot of awesome people in here. There's over 600 people on board the good ship Lucky right now. So thank you, Vernon. That's very, very kind of you, dude. Has Penny got used to her potty in a different place? Oh, instantly. Great question. Here's the thing. My confidence with Penny and her bathroom capabilities. Apologies for those who may have just joined the live stream. It's not all about Cat Dookie. I promise. But I'm so confident in her capabilities. I didn't even consider that to be a potential issue when I moved it. And thank goodness I was right to not be concerned. No problem at all. She goes right in there. And I have already patted myself on the back so many times because it is so much easier to clean the litter box where it is now than where it was in the previous build at the back there. And she can get to it now so much easier. You have to remember where it was in the back corner of the van in the original build. There was the wheel well box and there was the edge of my bed, right? And there was no way for her to get to it except for coming up on the bed and falling down in between the bed and the wheel well box and then going into her shitter and then having to jump up onto the bed to get back out because I didn't create a path under the bed to it because I didn't want her or Stella back in the day to get under there and get stuck or get into things because it wasn't walled off. All of my electrical was very exposed back then. It was a very DIY, right? That's another reason why I love the electrical being in its box that it's in. But anyways, that's why that was set up the way it was. And that wasn't easy on her or her sister. May she rest in peace. So yes, I love it. And when she takes a shit in the middle of the night, it's way easier to just get up and grab it with a dookie bag. Everybody just calm down. Hi, Angela. Oh, Lisa's here as well. Virginia in the rear view. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Sorry, I'm playing catch up here, everybody. When am I going to do the 3 broken heart vlog? What is that? When are you going to do the 3 broken heart vlog? I see what you mean. The 3rd Heartbreak vlog. Well, I haven't finished telling Jenna's story yet. So as it is so far the way I've laid this out with the Heartbreak videos, there's 3 entries in every chapter, right? And so far we've only had 1 for Jenna. Part 2 I will be filming probably this coming week, and that'll go live in a little while. And then the 3rd Heartbreak video will wrap up part 3 of chapter 4, I think near the end of May. And then we'll move into part 4 and so on and so forth. I appreciate you asking, Michelle. I know not everybody likes those, and that's completely fine. I get that. But this was always my intention with chapter 4 of VanlifePLUS, was to tell these stories of the romantic relationships in my life and how they have affected me. And the people that do watch, I see that they are getting a lot out of it and enjoying it. So to see you ask that, I greatly appreciate it, Michelle. It's kind of like nice live justification. Is Brooklyn going to Montana with us? No, she is not. Only because I can't imagine her being able to wrap her little brain around what we're doing. So I think I'll be taking her probably out to see her grandparents after that trip. I think that's the plan. I'm very bad with calendars and dates. Charlene West. Hello, Matthew. Is the spice rack that you built for Lucky 1.0 going back into Lucky 2.0? You were so proud of it. Please give Penny and Brooklyn a hug for me. I just love them. I will. And then you said but then it cut you off. So I apologize for that, Charlene. This is the internet. I have no control over it. But no, the spice rack's not coming back into Lucky. I was very proud of that, but it was more like a silly pride. It made me feel like I was back in grade 8 shop class. I also love that you're referencing chapter 1 videos. That really truly means the world to me that you have been around or have gone back and watched those videos. The spice rack is still at my parents' place. I didn't get rid of it. There's lots of parts of Lucky 1.0 that I didn't get rid of. Like I still have those 3 drawers from my grandma's dresser. They're out there in my boat. My boat is a catch-all. There's lots of stuff there. When I do make it back out there, I have a lot of purging to do for sure. So thank you to my parents. Shout out to mom and dad for storing all of my shit. But no, it's not coming back into this build. But thank you again. Jefferson Space. Hi, Matt. Have you ever scouted out another place to park in Calgary other than Walmart, just in case a change occurs? 100%. I would never leave myself in a position where I only have one place to go. Plus, let's not all forget I have my incredible cousin who, at the drop of a hat, I would have a place to go and park behind, temporarily speaking, of course. But Dark Soul, hello, how are you? Hi, Matthew. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And hi to Pretty Penny. She's Dark Soul. If you're still here, I'll try to give you a view of Penny. It doesn't figure it out exactly there. And there she is. Penny! Hey! Oh, she's not impressed with me right now. Hey! Hi! Hello. She's sleeping. She's trying to anyway. Okay. Danny, hello to you. Has Penny adjusted to the new build and the poop apartment? Hi, Kay. Yes, she has. DY and Max. 11 degrees Celsius is winter night temps for me. Aussie summer sucks. That's funny. I'm ready to run around in a t-shirt and shorts. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. It's kind of interesting, depending on where you are in the world, what temperatures mean to different people, right? I get that. Have you ever thought about getting a Starlink? Mark, thanks for joining the chat and asking that question. I was actually just looking at Starlink yesterday, checking it out. It's a little pricey for the roaming one. It's $170 a month and like $600 for the equipment. And I don't know that it's my best thing for me to get right now. I've got, I don't know if you're Canadian or not, but I guess it doesn't really matter because a mobile phone provider is the same whether you're in Canada or the States. But I've been with TELUS, which is the company I'm with, for a very long time. The one thing that's annoying about TELUS is they don't really tell you when a better deal comes out. You just kind of have to discover it for yourself. And I was pleasantly surprised to log into the app yesterday and go to the plans section and realize that currently I was paying like $100. Like I've got two lines. One's in my phone, obviously, that I use, and I've got a SIM card in my little MiFi hotspot. And that gave me, I was 250 gigabytes of data a month, right? And I think in total, that's about $164 a month. So right there, that's like the same price as Starlink. But when I logged on yesterday, I discovered that my regular phone plan, I was paying $100 a month for 150 gigs or something like that, or 100 gigs. I can't remember now. But either way, there was a new plan available for $85 a month and an additional 50 gigs. So I'm back up to 300 gigs a month now for $20 or $25 less than I was paying. That math probably doesn't add up to everybody because I said the numbers wrong, but that's actually what it was. So I think for the amount of time that I spend in the city versus the bush, I think just using my cell phone data so far is the better course of action for me. But I'll keep my eye on it. Starlink tends to go on sale a lot. That's like the hardware, I mean. So we will see. Will I be selling any of my swag tomorrow? I don't have any swag to sell. Teresa, no, I don't have any. It's not like I keep a bunch of t-shirts or anything in Lucky. So all of my swag is available on my merch store over on Fourth Wall. Sorry? Maybe I should have been better prepared. But this is my first one, so I don't know. Bill Bletcher, hey, bud. Sure, like your van build. It looks good. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Wow, I'm already tripping over my own tongue. Oh, thank you, Phoenix Adventures. I appreciate that. As a woman, I don't care for the Heartbreak videos. Oh, that's fine. I don't know. Not a lot of people do care for them. I don't know if that really matters. I think guys probably care for them even less, but a lot of my female viewers really do enjoy them, and it's good for me. This was never meant to be just a simple vlog of my life. I've always been a creative storyteller, or at least I've wanted to be, and now I got the platform to do it. So I know not everything I do is going to be for everybody. That's just the way it is. How does Brooklyn like the fact that her chair swivels now? I don't know. I don't know that she really cares. Although, yeah, she sat in it once when it was in the swivel position. She's just kind of like, yeah, and it's right. Like, oh, typical. Oh, Kathy, thank you. I appreciate the work you put into filming. It's got to take a lot of time. It does. It really does, Kathy. But I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't feel like overwhelming yet. Well, I shouldn't say that it never feels overwhelming, but I'm about a week and a half to 2 weeks behind right now. And that has allowed me to not film for the last 3 days. And I'm not going to start filming probably until Sunday, maybe. And we'll see, just because I am trying to, I'd like to close that gap a little bit, but I also like created that downtime for myself, which is quite nice. But I'm glad you appreciate it. And obviously almost everybody here probably does. And I'm very fortunate that everybody is enjoying my content. So I appreciate it. Lokmir says we'll be working on the boat this summer. No, I did answer that question earlier, but sadly not this summer. There's Alan Schaefer. Hello to you, sir. I appreciate the support on every single video. We got here. Hey, Sheila. Thank you very much. I got your gifts in the mail too, by the way. I was going to just install them off camera, speaking of like me not filming a lot lately, but they're still in the Amazon box. So that'll probably be part of the focus of the next vlog that I film. You're a rock star, and I greatly appreciate it. You can't, the park you can't stay in overnight though. I don't care about the boohoo feel sorry for me Heartbreak videos. Well, that's one opinion, Jason Kelly, and you're totally entitled to it, but that's not the intention of those. I'm not asking for sympathy at all, but there are tons of people out there that go through similar experiences and can relate. And I think it's important for people to know that. And people enjoy getting to know other people on a personal level. That's why I do them. I don't need sympathy. I'm very well and secure in who I am and I really feel like what I went through made me who I am. And especially as we get near the end, it fueled my desire and my drive to take my life back into my own hands. So it's too bad you feel like it's me just trying to say boo-hoo, woe is me, but it's not. I thought Walmart was closed. I heard that they had booted everybody out, but thankfully that's not the case. And everybody that's down at that Walmart that I talked about in that video seems to be being very respectful, which is awesome. Outdoors Dreadhead, yo bro to you. How you doing, sir? John K says a couple of vlogs ago, this was a while ago, John, you wanted to run the diesel heater on kerosene. I saw you were buying it by the liter at Canadian Tire. Isn't there any fuel stations at the pump? Not that I have seen. So I heard that a lot after that video went live, that there's lots of stations, I assume throughout America, where they have kerosene at the pumps. That is not a common thing to find here. Not in my area. Maybe out east it's different in Canada, but here I don't think I have ever seen kerosene at the pumps. And if there are stations in Calgary that have that, I've never been there. They are in out of to-do locations away from me. But yeah, I found it interesting that there was kerosene available at the pump. I'm assuming it's probably cheaper other places in the world as well. Christina Gemini says, hi, Matthew, trying to say hi, and I love your videos, and no, I'm not a troll. Well, I appreciate you pointing that out, Christina, because my first thought was, this Christina broad, she is a troll, but then you straightened it out. Sounds good. Hi, Daniel Ellington. I hope you're doing good, my man. Thank you for checking in. If you need to go to bed, you go get some rest, sir. You deserve it. Vintage Vehicle Adventure says, I'm at Walmart for the night by IKEA. It looks okay to be here. Hopefully I don't get the knock. If you're talking about the one at Deerfoot Meadows, you should be fine. The fridge is working right. My fridge, Shawnee, my fridge is working great. Do I buy shirts and bumper stickers from Van City Van Life? No, I've never bought any of his merch, but I did get some of his stickers at his meetup. Question. That's not a question, Vernon. I got a Starlink for Bruce Van Life. He likes it. That's not a question. But that's good. Yeah, I'm sure some people really enjoy it. Yeah. I feel like I don't know, like Starlink, I haven't felt the need to have it yet. Oh, that's not true. So Vernon, you're on my Patreon. You know, when I was out of service this last week, in that case, it would have been good to have for sure. But would it actually have been good for me to have? Like, it was kind of nice to be unplugged for a little while. Lokmir keeps asking me if I'm going to be working on my boat this summer. I feel like I'm really far behind. My apologies. Oh, Dave Fess. Hello. Welcome to the chat. You said just joining was probably an hour ago because I feel like that's how far behind I am in the chat. But how you doing, sir? Welcome to the live chat. Keep up with your awesome videos, says Phoenix Adventures. The time you put into your videos are amazing. I'm your dedicated fan. I watch daily. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate hearing that. Thank you very much for the super chat as well. It's very kind of you. Carolyn Keynes. Hello to you, as well as Mary Buffard. Do I know Chrome? I met him. It's a lot of repeat questions happening. Love the new Dixon. Kathy, if you're talking about this one, this is not really a new one, but thank you. Or are you talking about the Metallica one from the video yesterday? Could go either way. They're very pretty. This one's called the Equalizer. Anyway, moving right along. Celine Williams, loving the new build. Thank you very much, my dear. I appreciate that. So am I. It's very nice to be back in my tiny home on wheels and getting used to this new build. Kay says, I've seen you go over the Rogers Pass. How dangerous is it in the winter? Is it a steep grade? I wouldn't say so. It's nothing crazy. Like, I can pull Grace, right? It's definitely a little bit more treacherous in the winter. And I shouldn't even use the word treacherous, because like if it's really bad, they're good at like announcing that on like the Facebook group. or Drive BC website. So just don't do it if there's like whiteout blizzard conditions. I have definitely been on it in some like sketchy situation, like not situation, but sketchy circumstances. It's not such a grade where you can't just slow down a little bit, take your time, and you'll make it. Like, it is fine. Kathy, you're awesome. You do you. Thank you, Cassie. Kathy, I appreciate that. Cassie. What the? Time to make more ice yet? not. Well, I mean, I guess I probably could. It's right over there. I love my ice maker. Thanks, Mark, and I get that. I'm a hardcore dude, and I like the Heartbreak videos. It makes you more a real human. Well, there you go, and that's exactly why I enjoy doing them. And I like doing them in my own flair. It's like recounting my life experiences, which is not to me. There's no difference really talking about that stuff than it is talking about what life was like when I was a little kid. Like, it's all just part of my life that made me me. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Yeah, and chapter 5 is going to be even. So that's great. Thank you, Carrie. But you're sharing the whole story. That's something most of us could appreciate as being authentic. And I'm trying to be my most authentic self while still being respectful to certain parts of my life that don't necessarily need to be out there. But chapter 5 is going to be even more. So we're all barreling towards I want to say climax, but that sounds dirty AF. But there is a denouement, that is coming with all of this for sure. But it's all the storytelling. I'm not telling stories just to tell stories. All of these stories, whether they're the heartbreak stories that I'm telling or the stuff that's going to come in chapter 5, it's all stuff that led to me living my life this way, right? So it's not just listen to me for no reason at all. You know, I mean, that's kind of what anything on YouTube is. Listen to me for no reason, unless it's like specific. You're like, how do I screw in a light bulb? And you look up a video on how to do that. But number one, you probably shouldn't be driving a car or existing. But you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking up a specific instructional video, that's different. If you're just tuning into a vlogger, I mean, nobody really should be listening. There's no need to listen to anybody, but people do because we find other people interesting. Instead of building a candy drawer, are you going to just string a long net along the driver's side of the van? Should do the job. Could you imagine? Tracy just like, yeah, this big ass net just full of nerds. Oh yeah, a lot of people think a lot of people seem to view it as me dwelling on the past. Again, not really the case. I love the music you play in your videos, and Canada is gorgeous. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I happen to agree on the beauty of my country. Do you have any other friends besides Amber that you hang out with from Hotel Walmart? No, I'm a very lone wolf, keep to myself sort of person. And I don't even hang out with Amber that much anymore because somebody moved to Canmore. But no, I've got my my other group of friends that I see on the odd occasion as adults who've got a lot of shit going on, but they crop up on the channel from time to time. My buddy Chris, my buddy Mike, Jordan. I would like Chris to pop up a little bit more often, but he lives on the other side of the bloody city and he needs to get himself a van. Slowly working on it. Do I have a bucket list of places I would like to visit? No, not a proper list that I've like written out or anything like that. There's lots of places I would like to go, and as I've talked about on previous live streams, I would love to do a cross Canada drive just because I want to get to the Maritimes. And I would love to travel around the United States. And I think that would probably scratch any sort of travel itch I have for a while. I also briefly mentioned last live stream that it would be cool if I can get my vlog to a place, not even the vlog, because the vlog is just whatever I'm doing. I guess get myself to a place where I can do like fun trips, like go to Mexico. I've been there twice before, obviously years before I was doing a YouTube channel, but it would be fun to just do like a regular, let's go to Cancun. I don't know if I want to go to Cancun, at least not during spring break, because I'm almost 40 years old. Fuck. But you know what I mean? Like, just go down there and vlog and film stuff like that, going to the airport and whatnot, and making it like, come along on my travels with me. But that being said, no specific places where I want to go. Yeah, we do all go through shit in life. That's absolutely true. And the one thing that I've learned is it's a lot easier for some people to go through life when they hear that others have gone through similar things to them. For sure, for sure, for sure. Phyllis Button says, hello from Newfoundland. Speaking of the Maritimes. Hello, Phyllis. Welcome to the live chat. How is it? How do you like the wireless 10s? I think it's great. It's so much better than the wired one. Well, I don't know if it's better. It doesn't seem to have as many like settings and pulses and whatnot. Well, it has a lot, but they're not very like clearly defined as to what they're going to do. But it's great. I haven't had any problems with it at all. Hey, Lisa Olivia, darling, welcome to the chat. Your husband was very generous this evening. I hope you gave him the okay for that. Have I fixed the issue with the fridge in Grace? The stench or the plug-in? Neither. I currently took it out and it's in storage right now. I'll tackle it in a little while. I think what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to use the very large generosity of the people at Craze Outdoors and pick myself up a little EcoFlow River 2 Pro to use, because I think it won't be turning off like the VTOMAN does. I think that VTOMAN is, it's a long story. Either way, the VTOMAN is going to get donated to someone, but the EcoFlow is probably where I'm going to go. There's something smaller that can power that fridge without it shutting off throughout the night. Mike Perot is here. Have your sub numbers gone down or up lately? There's always constantly going up. There's a whole bunch of issues where a bunch of people are still getting unsubscribed. I don't know why it happens. Initially, I thought one of my Patreon supporters suggested maybe it's because people are subscribing on their TVs, and I thought, well, maybe there's something to that. If you're watching on your TV and you're hitting the subscribe button, maybe something on YouTube's end sees that, but then unsubscribes you because it doesn't count it because it's not on the app or it's not on the computer. But then I had a thought. I have a bunch of people in my comment section saying, oh my gosh, I checked today and I was unsubscribed. So I resubscribed again and it happened again, and so on and so forth. Well, you can't comment when you watch on your TV. So that kind of shoots that theory in the foot. So I don't know. But either way, Mike, the sub numbers have been going up. And over the last couple of videos, they've taken quite a little jump, which is awesome to see. I'm still glad you're one of the OGs, though, Mike. Paul Sherman, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a fantastic evening as well, and hope you're looking forward to your weekend. Yeah, exactly. You're doing fine without Starlink. You're not going up into the woods like Chrome. Not as often, although you're about to see. It's funny that you say it that way. Just, well, spoilers. I have to love you and leave you. I've got a funeral sermon to write. Andrea, thank you for being here. Focus on writing it, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Brandon, you're so funny. I don't know why everyone is so scared of getting the knock. You just turn the key and roll on. It's true. It's true, but not everybody has that confidence, right? Like you got like a lot of people just live in that like state of fear, and then because it's like, well, if you get the knock, it's like, well, now I'm embarrassed. Now what is this person thinking of me now that they know that I'm living in my vehicle and this, that, and the other thing? These aren't things that, not trying to brag, but things like that don't really bother me, but they absolutely do bother other people. So that's probably what it is. As easy as it is to just turn the key and move on, for sure. It's probably something you have to sort of learn through experience. Not that anybody who feels that way would want to learn that through experience. You know what I mean? Hey, Agent J. Because of you and Chrome, I'm moving into a minivan with 2 cats and wife. Love your videos. You guys, I hope you love each other a lot. I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll make it work. That's awesome. Congratulations. It's very cool to hear that that myself and Chrome, I'm sure Chrome far more than me, is inspiring you to do stuff like that. He is a very easy person to be inspired by. That's yeah, I still have that sticker. Back in March, you received a package from me. One of the items was a sticker from Delaware. I was wondering if it made it to Lucky's back window yet. No, it didn't. It is still in my van. It's the square one with the welcome to Delaware all over it. I still have it. My apologies, Lisa. It hasn't made it onto Lucky's rear end yet. Yeah, I'll try to find it and maybe start the next video that I film with that. But hold it against me. There's lots of stickers flying all over Lucky right now. Do I have any advice for new nomads? No, really. I don't know that I'm the best person to give advice. But just be confident in your decision. There's nothing wrong with living your life this way. Be respectful of where you are. Be very aware of the rules and the laws in your area, and don't draw attention to yourself, because if you draw attention to yourself, especially obviously in a negative way, you're also drawing that attention to other people that are living the same way as you, and that's not fair. That might seem obvious, but apparently it's not for everybody. Dixon needs to do bigger sizes for curvy girls, just saying. My suggestion is don't order women's sizes. Women's sizes suck. And I talked to the manager and the Dixon rep up at Foundry. They don't even bring the women's sizes in anymore because honestly, just get men's sizes. And the men's sizes, I think, go up to 5X. So there's a big wide range there. My recommendation is just buy the men's sizes because the women's sizes are bullshit. Amber's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Dixons, I think. I think 2 of them are women's and the other 2 I think are men's. I could be totally wrong on that. But you don't see a lot of difference in what you're, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like when she wears a guy's one, it's like, that's obviously for a dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking flannel. It's supposed to be comfortable. So my recommendation is just get a man size. No, they don't sponsor me, by the way. I love watching your videos and you have inspired me to build my own van. I am 55 and my husband thinks I'm nuts, but he's still with you, so he obviously loves you. You just have great taste in entertainment. Oh, I'm way behind. All right, I'm gonna play catch up here, everybody. Yeah, I'm way behind. Holy shit. My apologies. I am so far behind in the chat. So again, I'm just going to reiterate, if I didn't get to your question, you have one that you really want to ask me, keep typing it into chat. It really helps if you put 3 Qs at the front of your question, helps it stand out for me to see, and I will try to answer it. Don't feel like I'm ignoring you, but there's a lot going on in the chat, obviously. Stuart McGee. Hello from fellow Calgarian. My wife and I, plus our daughters, love your channel. Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate that. We see you around town all the time and we love your content. Love Lucky 2.0. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Stuart. It's very nice to hear that feedback, especially from a local. I'm seeing that happen a lot more and more these days too. I'm getting waves or nods from people and you can kind of just tell that it's because of the channel. So it's very nice to hear that you all are enjoying the crazy content and shenanigans that I am putting out. And thank you again for that super chat, Stuart. Okay. Vernon says, when are you going to do your Dixon giveaway again? I usually do those. I've gotten to the habit, Vernon, of doing those close to the chapter end as sort of a celebration of the chapter, because that way we can do the trivia questions and they're kind of based on the entire chapter that came before. It's a way of testing people to make sure they're paying attention. Gee, I wonder if there's going to be a lot of Heartbreak questions this year. There's Chris. Speaking of the devil, Destination Van Life. Hey, everyone, I'm working, but wanted to say hi. He works too much. Tell him that. Oh, I can't answer this question, Phoenix Adventures. Matthew, what's the fuel economy in a Ford or a Chevy van? Is one better than the other? Honestly, there's so many factors. And people ask me, like, Lucky's fuel economy. I don't know. How the hell am I supposed to figure that out? There's no gauge. Like Grace, the Jeep, my Jeep it'll tell you. It'll show you actively while you're driving it, how you're driving it, and it will give you your fuel economy. But in doing so, I can see that I can basically control that. If I drive like a maniac, it's going to be worse. If I drive more conservatively, it's going to be better. I imagine the same is probably for the van. But the rule of thumb would be size of engine. Like, that's how I would go. If you've got a bigger engine, you're going to have worse fuel economy. If you're towing something, you're going to have worse fuel economy. If you drive like Ricky frickin' Racer, you're going to have worse fuel economy. Other than that, I really don't know, especially between those two. I know Amber and I could definitely agree that Lucky gets better fuel mileage, but she's got a 5.4 liter, 5.3 liter engine or something, and Lucky's got a 4.8. And Lucky is a bigger girl. Like, she's the long wheelbase, but because she's got that bigger engine, in theory, she has more power, but it's not like she needs it, and she goes through more gas. So, Stingray, my man. Have to drop, waking up early tomorrow to cross the border to visit my cousin and take her and family to Niagara Falls. You and those attending enjoy the Craze event tomorrow. Get Penny something for me. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate that. And you have safe travels tomorrow and enjoy your time with your friends and your family. Yeah, I heard this as well, Brandon. I tried filling out the RSVP for the meetup. When I hit submit, it doesn't do anything. Is there going to be a problem if I show up tomorrow? I also tried quite a few times. Nah, just show up. You're fine. They just wanted like a ballpark. Training Pause says, Siobhan, hopefully I got that right, here from Northern Ireland. Oh, I should let on to the Lucky Charms. Sorry, it's going to happen every time. Love your hats. Where you get them, please? This hat came from Montana. My mother found this hat. She brought it to me from the Great Plains. Big Sky Country, I believe they call it. Brought it to me, and I got my brother Scott one that says, more trees, less assholes. You don't like assholes in Montana. I am now going to stop this because it might be offensive to you. That's where I got the hat. What did I do about the screws on the battery box? I put my oven mitts on them. That's what I did. They're still there. Lisa says, what size t-shirt are you wearing these days? I'm making something for you. Oh, to give you at the camping trip in case you didn't see it earlier. 55 more sleeps. Is that close already? Honestly, like this is a 2XL and my Dixon t-shirts 2 or 3. It just kind of depends on the day. I think the safe bet would be 2X, honestly. The 3X is starting to get a little bit more baggy on me. That's the other thing. When I went back and I was watching my my back surgery recovery videos and stuff, man, I was a fat fucker. Apologies. But I was big boy back then. I still am. Like, I'm a large dude. I got a dad bod, I got a beer belly, and I'm okay with it. But I was big then. So that was October. And I started switching to 3XL shirts because of that. But I'm starting to fit back into my 2XL stuff now as well. So overshare. Any tips on pre-wiring? It's my next step. I don't know what the hell is pre-wiring. Don't blow yourself up. Attach your positives first. I don't really know what you mean by pre-wiring, dude. But I'm glad that you are so actively building your van still. It's awesome. I see in the comments a lot. I'm sorry I can't get to all of your questions. Roseanne Hayes says, Matt, you've done a great job on Lucky 2.0. Thank you, Roseanne. I appreciate that. Hey, just Cam and his Jeep is here. I didn't see you come in, sir. Hope you're having a good night. Is it past your bedtime yet? The fans were being blocked, then it runs hot and turns off. Oh, you're talking about the VTOMAN? Maybe. I don't know. The VTOMAN's fans were pretty well exposed. I'll give it another try, though. Tim says, where are you? I'm in Lucky 2.0. Cheryl List says, this old Nana from Montana is just popping in to say, oh, she's leaving us in suspense. Say what? Cheryl, we're waiting on you. Oh, there it is. Congratulations on Lucky 2.0. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. What gauge wire did I use coming from my DC-DC charger going to my batteries? I think it's 4. 4 or 6. Sorry. I don't know. It's 4 or 6. Matthew, you should be a writer. Why? What? I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say, Maria. I was into writing a lot when I was younger, like short stories and stuff. And I even attempted a couple novels here and there. Nothing serious, like just for fun. Maybe that's something that's in my future. You never know. It was very interesting that you say that. I'd be curious as to why you think that, considering I do most of my stuff yapping. But I guess maybe your assumption is that because I can yap so well, I could put it down on paper. Maybe. Who started this thing about rubber ducks? I've noticed them on the dash of Jeeps here in Cincinnati. James, I'm not sure. Oh, Annie Rouleau. Annie Rouleau just sent me $200 on PayPal. Is that right, Annie? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's incredibly generous of you. Sorry, I can't do anything else. I can't highlight you or anything, but I greatly appreciate the PayPal donation, Annie. Thank you. Wow. Sorry, I'm so far behind. If you're chatting in the chat, this is a new territory. This is a new beast. But thank you. I can't remember who it was specifically, but if you Google Jeep ducking, you can get your answer. It was a woman out in Eastern Canada, I believe, that was, either she was having a bad day or saw someone having a bad day and decided to put a rubber duck on their Jeep just to give them a smile, and it works. There's some people out there like, I swear to God, if you put a rubber duck on my Jeep, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't understand that approach. That seems like they might have some other shit going on in their life. But the intention is to just say, hey, Hope you're having a good day. I respect your ride. It's cool, right? And it's a cool thing for me to do with my kid. And it actually, I told a story in the last live stream where we did that. And Brooklyn put a duck on her Jeep. And when she came out of the grocery store, we were still there waiting for my mom to come out of the grocery store. She found the duck and she did get a really big smile on her face. And I said, we were just leaving. My window was rolled down and I said, it's from my daughter. And she just kind of got this really big smile on her face and held the duck to her heart. Just did that whole like, oh, thank you. And it's just like, she might have been having a fine day. I don't know. But to see that reaction, it's just like, I don't know. It's just cool. It's just a little thing. It's just a Jeep. It's a Jeep thing. That's the best way to say it. Any problems showing up on Grace? Not yet. Hi, Lakedale. How are you? Sorry, I'm playing catch up here as I usually do. Did I? Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Silent Witness. Do you say quality content ×2 to add quality content? Sorry, I had to ask. Love watching your videos. It's dramatic flair. I don't even remember the first video I said it in. That'd be a good trivia question if somebody could like figure that out. Where I first said quality content. Quality content. It's just like this was. I was a drama kid as well. There's certain inflections and ways you can do things when you're being theatrical, and I say it 2 times to add that, and everybody knows it's coming. Am I coming to Ontario anytime? Not if I can help it. Just kidding. That again, see me driving across Canada. I would love to do that. So it's a very large province. I don't think I could go around it. Did I do the carnivore diet? No, I never. I mean, I think I tried it for a day, and I was like, I can do this. I like bread. Why the hell would I do this? I watched who was her with Jordan Peterson. I watched an interview with his daughter. I guess she's got some health concerns, and I can't remember what it is, but she like only eats steak every day, and I was like, that's interesting. Let's give that a shot. It's not for me. I know lots of people have success with it for sure, but yeah. I did give it a shot. How else are you going to know unless you try, right? What am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm saying a lot. How is Penny doing with the new poop? I was very curious to see how Penny's taken to her new dumper. She's doing very well. She's using it. No problems. Haven't been any accidents yet. So behind with work, and yet I have a live stream to attend to. Dorkforge. Question says Vernon. Sorry, hang on. Vernon says, and this again, it's not a question. He's just, if you want to make a statement, it's 3 S's. My good. Debbie Flamini would be losing her mind. I noticed the back of your van lifted up some when you got some of that weight out. Well, that's what happens when I lift Penny out. Hey-o! Yeah, you've had the VTOMAN for a long time, haven't you? Yes, I've had the VTOMAN, both my VTOMANs for quite a while. They both have the same problem, whereas they both have 2 USB-C ports, and both of them have 1 USB-C port that no longer works. But I have had them for a while. No issues other than that. But I did see that a lot of people were like, when I was talking about that DC power issue, apparently a lot of people have been having that issue as well with VTOMANs. Amber's, I believe, her cigarette port like doesn't even work anymore. It's all loosey-goosey in there. So seems to be something going on. Have you? Oh, this is a good one. Billy K says, have you ever been out in the Jeep to do some overland camping in remote spots that Lucky can't get to? No, not yet. That is definitely something I do want to do in the future on the channel for sure. I love sleeping in the back of Grace. I really enjoy that as a thing that's in my tool belt. Excuse me. It might be the rum, it might be the beer, it could go either way. But I think either a rooftop tent for Grace, or there's, I can't remember the company, there's like these replacement roofs that you can get for the Jeeps that actually completely replace your factory hardtop and have a pop-up camper built into it. I can't remember what they're called, but that could be a thing. Those are expensive. Like the rooftop tents probably average between $3,000 and $4,000, and this thing is $10,000 plus. But it's really cool, and the company looks like they've put a lot of work into it, and they look very interesting. That's getting myself into one of those is probably something I would end up getting before doing proper overlanding camping in Grace. I say that, but maybe we get her out there with the airbeds this summer at some point. Who knows? Oh, Training Pod says, the Dixon you got your mom, the orange one. Oh, sorry, this is Siobhan from Ireland. She says the Dixon you got her mommy, the orange one. What is it called, please? Orange is my color. I bet it looks fabulous on you too, love. It's called the Magneto. You're not going to find it though. I didn't even see it on the website. That was my first trip to Foundry at Cross Iron many, many moons ago. And I found that Magneto there and I bought it. Snatched it right up for myself. It's an extra large. And I wore it a couple times and I said, well, it's more of an orange for me mum. So I gave it to her. Got to keep your eyes open though. Like I said in yesterday's vlog, a lot of them are limited run. So you won't find them anymore. You know what I'm saying? And we're back. Okay. Oh, maybe the rubber duck thing started in the States. Makes more sense. There's way more people in the United States. Very well could have been. Okay. Hang on. I'm playing catch up here again, everybody. Give me a second. Also, Sheila says, hey, Matthew, any hints on the location for the meetup? Thanks for the great laughs in your videos. I'll message you on Patreon. Mandy M says, do you find you're more physically active living in your van or in sticks and bricks? Love your content. Much love from Australia. Living in the van. 100%. I was totally, and that's another reason I was like so drawn towards van life is I was sitting around watching Netflix way too much. And this actually, even if it's just walking into Walmart to go use the washroom when it's just like a regular old Tuesday in the middle of whatever month, that's way more active than I was because I got to walk from the parking lot to the washroom, and I usually always go to the back washroom in Walmart, right? So that there on the most like basic first level, I'm more active than I was when I was in sticks and bricks. And I'm not necessarily get out there and go on a hike kind of guy. That's not really my jam. I'll go for a walk around the campground I'm at with my cousin and whatnot, for sure. But I wouldn't say I'm an exercise nut or anything like that. But yes, living in the van, I don't really know. I should say I don't know how you would live in a vehicle and not be more active, but unfortunately I have seen that be the case. Well, I don't know how these people were in sticks and bricks, but I have seen people living in their vehicles that are not, they're basically stationary. It's very scary, and it makes you concerned for their health. Hey, there's Cam. I had a long week and caught the live from the beginning, but on my TV, finally picked up my phone to chat, hoping to catch up in late May or early June. I got ducked last week in Barrie, Ontario. There you go, sir. Thank you for joining in with the chat. I appreciate it. Whew. Okay. How much did I spend on my new bed? Vernon, my new bed was the new bed was $750 from Dormir to get it all customized to the size that I needed. I probably could have made it 1 inch wider. It was too funny to get it to 69 inches, but I think if I had gone 70, it might have hugged the walls a little bit better. Not that it's like terrible, but that Dormir place is great. Notice a ring on the right hand. Are you and Happy Coffee Van Life engaged? No. Why the hell would there be a ring on the right hand if I was? I had this conversation. I bought my. I'm not even. Doesn't matter. Oh, I'm at. Hi. How did you get your Thule damaged? Is the repair working for you? How did I get it damaged? I don't know. Somebody like vandalized it one night. It was brutal. Some guy just got up there and busted it all up. But I repaired it, and so far it's holding up very well. Would I even travel to Ireland with Lucky? That'd be awesome. But I would love to go to Ireland. That is, to go back to that question that I had earlier about my like bucket list of places to visit, Ireland would be one of them, obviously. I think if I ever ride off into the sunset in terms of my YouTube channel, there has got to be at least one episode where I'm having a pint of beer at a pub in Ireland. You know what I mean, love? Oh, it's not Guinness, though. Oi, I'm a Canadian boy. I don't want none of that Guinness crap. But we'll get a nice Irish lager, if that's a thing. I don't know. But, oh, just one, at least. Hi, Ruth. Hello, darling. How are you? Yes, I am hunched forward, Mike. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't know. I get too into it when I'm chatting with everybody. I could lean back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull the EcoFlow out a bit, and I'm going to use it. Oh, it's a very heavy footrest. There, I'm going to do this. There we go. Maybe this will work a little bit better. It's harder to see the chats. I'm getting old. Where are my glasses? There they are. Maybe this will help. Here, we're almost 40. Use the spectacles. Watch, wallet, spectacles, testicles. Got all three. Hi, Debbie F. Have I ever heard of a company out of Colorado called U-Joint? No. I guess I could look into that. I dig sheet. Hello. Ursa Minor. Yeah, that's the company that makes the roof replacement campers for the Jeep Wranglers. Here in Manitoba, beef is strictly for the rich. This taco boy would not do very well in Manitoba if that is the case. Can Craze Outdoors set up an account that we can all contribute to? I don't really know what you mean by that. If you elaborate on that, Mitchell, I might be able to ask. But if I go to them with that question, they'll be like, what? What do you mean? Upgraded my overhead filming rig with Ulanzi phone clamp after your success with yours. Do you have any tips for avoiding shadows when using lighting in videos? I mean, I don't usually worry too much about using lighting, Dork. That's a good question. Also, I'm glad you like the Ulanzi mount. I'm loving mine. I still have my OG one. I don't even know where myself. That's how long it's been since I filmed. It's around here somewhere. The best bet is to keep it straight on, so you don't get shadows. Like, I'm actually using a ring light right now. You can see it in the reflection of my glasses. I just picked up the stupid Bauer one from Walmart yesterday because I knew I was going to be in this new position for this live stream, and it works well. Ring light's nice. Doesn't really seem to cause too much shadow. I really can't go into too much detail. Like, I mean, I could talk for hours about lighting because of my photography background, but just try to keep it straight on with you and not off to either one side, because depending on where you're holding your camera, whatever it's positioned, if the light's off to a side, you're going to start casting shadows from your nose, and even your frickin' eye sockets can cause shadows, right? Depending on how your head is tilted, you can cause a shadow. You can make yourself look like you have 15,000 chins. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to lighting, but just keep it as straight on as possible would be my go-to answer to start there. Am I going to put the Dove in Lucky 2.0 anytime? The Dove? What Dove? Is there a Dove that was supposed to be in Lucky? Uh-oh. Oh, Kevin Marriott from Prince Edward Island says, you've inspired me to purchase a 2013 Ford Transit 350 long wheelbase high top. You, Kevin. Thank you for what you do. Love your videos. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad I was able to inspire you to do that. I hope you have a whole bunch of fun and great success building that bad boy out. That is a very cool van to have for sure, for sure. I hope you got a good price on it too. I went into one of those pop-up contraptions. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Sarah Rose. That was a trailer, though. That wasn't a Jeep. I'm pretty sure that was just a trailer. I don't think it was Ursa Minor, but I mean, it could have been. You'd probably remember more than I would. Did I notice a difference in my power supply after I rewired it? Like my battery box? No, I haven't noticed anything like I got more power because of the additional battery capacity, but other than that, there's been no like major differences. I love that my new DC to DC charger charges the starter battery in Lucky. Matthew is not a wee man, but there's one hiding inside him. What? Cam? Loving the accent, Matthew. How long can you keep it going? That's a great question, Kay. I don't remember. I did a lot. I think I did almost an entire live stream with that Irish accent once. I don't think it's worth going back and rewatching, but if you need to, it's here on the channel somewhere. Leslie C says, I just got back from walking my dog, so I don't know if you saw my question. Have you thought about a swivel table over the fridge? You could swing it out when you need it, still have counter space. I don't need any more counter space in that area with the 2 flip-up tables that I have. Nothing. Maybe in the future there's some sort of like swivel table here so I can have something a little bit closer to me, like so when I'm editing, because this is what my computer would see when I'm editing if I had it at a comfortable position. So maybe something in this vicinity, but over by the fridge, I really don't need anything like that. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, you should put your fridge on slides and then have a countertop over top of it. I don't need that much counter space. You'll see in a future vlog, probably next week, near the end of next week, where I have all of Lucky deployed to do some cooking, and it's like I'm in a bloody cubicle. I built a fucking cubicle. It's ridiculous. Like there's so much counter space. I am set for sure. Don't be nervous, Phoenix Adventures. Just do it, YOLO. Does your family name come from McAllen? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, it's a great question, Incognito. Why are Jeep windows so crap that they chip when you look at them sideways when they're meant to be backcountry bombers? They probably got a backdoor deal with all the windshield manufacturers in the world. But I mean, they're straight up and down windshields. They don't have a nice curve like most every other vehicle, right? So yeah, I've considered, like, I've looked into like aftermarket windshields that are like bulletproof, not literally, but like it'd be like $1,500 for the windshield. I just don't know that I'd buy that would actually slough off rock chips and stuff. I don't know. What is the name of your wall paneling? It was Digital Barn, I believe. I think that's what it was called. You might have to go back to the actual video where I install it. I might say it in that video, but I think it was Digital Barn. How long are Dixons? I'm a tall, fat guy, 6'5", 300 pounds, 198 centimeters, 136 kilos. They have tall sizes. I would say probably for you, I'd probably go with they're roomy. Maybe 6'5". Yeah, you're tall as shit. 3X. Start there. I don't know. Like this is a 2X. It's nice and roomy on me. I'm 6'1". Last time I checked, I was around 240 pounds. You know? Oh, road therapy. Hello, darling. How are you? Hey, Matthew and Penny. Just want to say I'm in love with the new build. Looks like you have so much more living space for the two of you. We sure feels like we do, and that's kind of all that it really matters, right? Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that, road therapy. We're enjoying the new build as well. Penny's enjoying it so much, she's passed out behind me right now. Matthew's never going to tell us about the ring around his neck. That's fake news. I wonder if this chapter's leading towards something. I don't know. Matt, you must be sick of the snow by now. I was. It's gone now in Calgary. Thank goodness. Oh, the dove that you painted. Those are up in my daughter's room in BC. Now I remember. Yeah, you made the doves and the rabbits. Yeah, they're up in Brooklyn's room. Long-time viewer, first-time chatter. Sorry, what do you want to do next to Lucky? Oh, I don't know. I want to find some. You know what I do want? Honestly, let's get into this. Maybe y'all can help me. Maybe somebody can send me a link to something. Because Brooklyn's going to be 4 soon, and I'm going to get her a new bike for her birthday. Brooklyn, if you're watching, go to bed. She's not. But I want to get her a new bike for her birthday. And as she gets older, I'm going to want to get myself a bike again. I can tell already. I'm going to want to be able to go bike riding with her. Now, I'm holding out for a company. I've had a couple already reach out to me. Actually, there's this one that I could reach out back to get an e-bike to do a review on. But that's just a way for me to get a free bike. I could also just buy myself a bike. So the point of this is I've been looking at bike mounts. Did I power this off? Hang on a second. I've been looking at bike mounts and ways to transport these bikes with the rig. Now, the obvious go-to is to find something that goes on the back of Grace, right? Unfortunately, the ones that go on the back of Grace, they kind of almost all interfere with the tailgate, or you have to tip them down or whatever. What I would really like, there's two things I could do. I know Bruce over at Bruce Van Life Jr., he's got them mounted to the front of his van. I don't know if he has a front-mounted hitch system or what, but I'm wondering, and this is kind of where I'm thinking if anybody knows of anything, is there any way to like mount to the side of Lucky and have bikes on the side of Lucky? There's all this bloody space on the driver's side. It's a bare ass wall. I mean, hell, even on the passenger side, there's plenty of room there. I haven't taken a deep dive at any way that like mounts to the gutter, like a ladder, like a aftermarket ladder, goes to the gutter and then bolts to the bottom. I guess I could just get a ladder and just bungee cord on a bike. But there's got to be, I'm wondering if there's something official. Anyway, that will probably be the next thing I sort of look at. Okay, sorry, I got way behind on that one. Besides having Lucky, what would be your dream van life vehicle? Probably a Tundra with a camper on it. Good question. Hi, Hawberry Wine. How are you? Oh, a donation account for me at Craze Outdoors? Oh, that's very kind of you, Robert. I appreciate that thought. That's a very generous thought for you. Craze doesn't have rooftop tents though. That's very kind of you to think of something like that. But I don't think that's something that we need to pursue as a community. That's just so kind of you. I'm going to move on because I feel a little overwhelmed with kindness right now. Yukon Sunshine, thank you very much. Also, welcome to the chat. The Metallica flannel is beautiful, yes. Am I putting cupboards above your sink? Not a cupboard. Edwin Gale says, I wanted to say hi to you and your beautiful daughter and to tell you that I love you and your videos. Thank you, Edwina. I think I said Edward. I'm just going to go give myself 10 lashes right now. Edwina, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I like when you talk photography, Matthew. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I could do it for a while. Ooh, April says, hello from Northern California. Hi, April. What's your favorite Kananaskis or Waterton area campground? Well, fun fact, I've never camped in Waterton. I know. How dare I? But Kananaskis, favorite spot? Ooh, I don't know. I haven't done a ton out there. I really do like Bow Valley Campground. It was a really nice one. Willow Rock was fine for me. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I did enjoy it out there. There's one I unfortunately and regrettably cannot remember the name of that I did for like years and years ago before I was doing van life or anything like that. And it was near the bottom of Highway 40. But it's not helpful at all, is it? So, but there's something down there. I need to go explore and find it again. But those ones that I listed are probably my favorite ones so far. I like that Elkwood one where Jordan and I went as well. It was nice. Road Therapy, Van Chat, your super chat apps, Van Life, your super chat absolutely came through. I must be far behind again. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to skirt down to the bottom here. Is the ring on your necklace from one of your past loves? You're going to have to stay tuned and watch. I'm going to do a little bit of a rush here if I can. Roof rack on Grace for bikes. I could do that as well. That's not the worst idea. Thank you, the Ender. That makes sense. Are you going to put up your painting of the... Okay, I already answered that question, Michelle. Matthew, check out Rigged. They have a couple of innovative bumper hitch systems. Thanks, Cam. Rigged. I'll probably forget that. Maybe send me a message on Instagram or Patreon, dude. Wow, we're getting a lot of repeat questions here. I'm very far behind. Oh, apparently Kevin is here as well as Kim Jones. Hello, everybody. I watched your whole new build. It was awesome. I learned a lot from Ohio. Thank you, Pam. Hey, Matt, ever going to run fairy lights in your roof or on the side? Like outside? Probably not. Not the typical fairy lights. I just picked up some rope lights the other day to use on the awning when I'm camping. You'll see those in an upcoming video. Are you doing another subscriber meetup in June? No, I'm not doing a subscriber meetup. I'm having my Patreon camping trip, and it's already like scheduled and booked with a bunch of the people over on Patreon. I think you would want it on passenger side, talking about the bike rack. Yeah, probably. Whatever. That's true. It would look better. How am I doing with my back? I'm doing okay. I'm wearing my TENS machine right now. There's a lot of discomfort for sure, but my physical therapy stuff and all of that goodness is definitely helping me get better. It's just a hard pill to swallow when people are like, it might take up to a year. But then I hear them say that and I'm like, well, I'm halfway through that. So what is my opinion on kill mat sound deadening? I don't feel it is necessary. I don't have an opinion on that. I didn't set out to do it. I think Lucky's pretty well insulated that way enough already because I used spray foam as an adhesive for the foam board that I used. So it already has pretty decent sound deadening quality, but I'm not too concerned. I found this one on Amazon. It hooks on your back door. The Thule Elite Van XT bike rack. Let me check that out since Vernon didn't send me a link. Although that was probably on Amazon.com. Hang on, Vernon. Thule Elite bike rack. Oh, wait a second. But it attaches to the hitch? That's not... But are we talking about Grace or Lucky? Oh, it attaches to the door? How the hell does it attach? I don't understand. I'm gonna have to take a deeper look at that. That's interesting. Thanks, Vernon. I appreciate that. Will you live stream the Craze event? I don't know. I was considering that, Relevant Traveler, so it's interesting that you ask. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe not the whole thing. We'll see how it goes, for sure. Oh, good. We're all caught up finally. So again, everybody, if you're just joining us, just a hangout Friday live stream. I'm answering questions and I'm falling very far behind in doing so. If you asked questions that I didn't get around to answering yet, please continue to type them into the chat. It definitely helps if you put 3 Qs at the front of your question. I can see it a little bit better. Might not feel like that to some people, but more often than not. Yeah, they make bike rack would go on the side of the vehicle. That makes ones for that. They make ones for that now that saves room from being on the roof instead. The side of Grace or the side of Lucky? We can't put them on the side of Grace. Grace has got her Molly panels. Kevin Slacker. Oh, off the top of your head, do you know the size of the hole for the max air fan? I'm getting conflicting sizes to use, 14 by 14 or 13 by 13. Can confirm it's 14 by 14. But also, you could start with a 13 by 13. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You got to cut it an inch bigger, right? Both mine were 14 by 14. Would I ever come to Ontario? Yes, I would. Will I be able to get a selfie with you tomorrow? That will cost you $67. No, I'm kidding. Of course you can. We'll do all that. We'll do all that nonsense. You have to put them on the prop. Oh, hang on a second. Jason Kelly says you're gonna have to probably put it on the side of the van because they make them for trucks, vans, and other vehicles. But if you did it on the Jeep, you would have to go on the side of the roof. Okay, so they're out there. That's good to know. Thank you, Camaro Sean. I appreciate that. Hello, Danny Felice. Has the hood deflector on Grace helped with stone chips? I don't. Maybe. I haven't gotten any. Yeah. Well, no, I did get one. Didn't I just get one repaired in a previous video where I came back to Calgary on Grace, and I think I had it on? But either way, it doesn't seem to be happening as often. So maybe. And regardless, it looks really cool. I like the way it looks on the hood of Grace. Hey there, Gregory Smith. Oh, you're dismantling your tiny home on wheels. Good grief. You need a break. Melissa says, do I have an aunt? Like, what do you mean? Do you have aunt? I don't know what you mean. Why did Amber move away? She was fed up with my shit. Amber needed a job, and she has a friend that had an inn. Like, she had an inn with this friend. So she went that way. This is what happens when you don't put out videos enough. You don't put out videos, you don't make money, you need another job. So that's what she did. Robert Kahn says, hi, Matthew. Was wondering what the price of petrol per liter is at the moment. Many thanks from Sydney, Australia. Currently, Robert, it is sitting around $1.50. And what that means for my area especially is that Bob's your freaking uncle and Fanny's your aunt. It could be $1.59 or it could be $1.49, depending on where you go. $1.47 too at a couple places, but that's the general cost of it right now. Way more in BC by about 20 cents. Jeff Varty, hello, sir. How are you? Welcome to the live chat, Jeff. Jeff Varty shows up exactly when he means to. Hello, sir. All right, moving right along. Do I have any shirts for sale? Oh, not in person. I have my merch store in the link of the description of all of my videos, except probably this one because I'm doing it on StreamYard. Yeah, my merch store. I have a whole bunch of t-shirts and stuff for sale over there. And they're a little bit better quality than the spring store I was using before. 2099 in Victoria. Nobody drives anywhere. It's ridiculous. Penny's doing really good. She's sleeping behind me right now. Going back to bare bones so I can try a few different bed placements. Hell yeah. Would I put a hood deflector on Lucky? I mean, yeah, I would. I don't really feel like I need to. That's not, I mean, we were talking about what I would like to do to Lucky next. I need to stop into near Craze Outdoors' new location. There's a place called Raven Truck Accessories, and they do aftermarket stuff for trucks. I would really like a new bumper for Lucky. Lucky's stock bumper is disgusting. It's just caked in rust. I already grinded it down once and spray painted it black when I first got Lucky, and it looked really good for a while, but rust is resilient. It's car cancer, and it's come through in spades. Now I could just keep patching it up, but I would love to get an aftermarket bumper for Lucky, probably more so than like a hood deflector. Is your PS5 in the van? Are you playing any good games recently? No, I tried playing it the other day when I had shore power out at the campground I was at. I played Spider-Man 2 for a little bit. My head's just not in that space anymore for games, unfortunately. So I don't know. I'm debating. It's actually for sale right now. I'm selling my PS5 just because I don't need it. But nobody's on. It's Kijiji Marketplace, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like what the hell do you guys have, Craigslist or whatever, which I know probably I say that's like, ooh, sexual meetups. At least that's the joke. But it's just a place to sell your shit, right? It's kind of like Facebook Marketplace. And like anything else you try to sell on there, people just lowball you. And I'm like, well, I don't need to get rid of it, so I'm not going to sell it to you for $30 or whatever, right? But no, I'm not. So that just goes to show I'm not even playing my Switch that much lately. I've had so much on the go. It feels like between the build and then getting back into living in the van and filming and getting ahead with that and having the camping season start, I haven't had time to just sit down and play. And then I did the other day, and I was like, I could give up about this right now. So. Walks with Bender says, I'm super curious about cooking in a van. What is your favorite meal prepared in Lucky? And thank you for all your wonderful content. My favorite meal specifically prepared in Lucky is anything where I don't have to cook. It's so much more difficult when you have to cook. But I have learned a lot over the last few years about cooking in the van and what you know, in order to stay ahead of the game in terms of dishes, or what you can do to cut down on dishes, like preparing things or eating out of the pan instead of putting it onto a plate, stuff like that. My go-to meal is always going to be tacos. Although, spoilers for an upcoming vlog, I recently made myself some steak fajitas in the van. Well, actually, I was outside of the van, but still. Oh, so spoilers. Ooh. How do I feel about pineapple on pizza? And your answer will determine if I stay subscribed. I like it as long as it's with ham. Anything else is just silly. Oh, Christelle says, what protein powder are you mixing up with breakfast? Christelle, I'm going to have to send that question along to Catherine if she's still in the chat. I don't know if she is. She was here earlier. She's the one that sent it to me. I've ripped through it all, except I donated the chocolate. I paid the chocolate forward. I'm not a big fan of the chocolate, but she sent me vanilla and she sent me a salted caramel one. Delicious, but I don't remember the brand. Delicious. It's fine. It's a protein shake. You know what you're getting, and it's vegan because Catherine is a vegetarian or vegan or whatever, and that's fine. I don't mind it at all because I just mix it up with some milk and just down the hatch. That's why people are like, "Oh, I put it in a bottle. I use my blender to go." I'm like, "Why are you sipping on a smoothie?" I just done. But I don't know the brand, so I apologize if she's still here. Pay attention in the chat, Catherine Spong. If I see it, I'll try to highlight it for you. What rums do I like in the 50 to 100 Canadian dollar range? Lindsay for Christmas bought me a bottle of rum called Deadhead. It's been pretty tasty. I've slowly learned that I think, unfortunately, I do like Dead Man's Fingers, but it seems to give me a bit of a headache, even after just a couple drinks. So yeah, Deadhead rum so far has been like the best top shelf. Although you will also see in an upcoming vlog, it's a little bit, it's more like it's kind of below that. But a spiced rum from a company called Shipwreck. It comes in a very cool bottle, like the kind of bottle that you would find like a message in a bottle, or from a pirate or whatever. You know what I mean? It was a very good rum. It did not last long in this van, I'll tell you that much. Byron Brake says, "Hi Matt from Newfoundland. Gas is $1.95 a liter here. That's bloody Newfoundland." Jennifer says, "Did you get your cigarette lighter working on the dashboard?" No, but stay tuned. I do enjoy my boiled eggs. Am I studless? Girl, calm down. No, Lucky still has her cleats on. Where will I install my air conditioning? Asks Phyllis. Great. I'm not going to install it per se, but it'll ride in the giant void that is left from where my fridge used to be. Because my plan is to set it up here on top of the EcoFlow power station and have the hoses go out the driver's window, and then it'll blow this way into the cab. That's where it will kind of live. And if I need to like drive around, I'll just move it onto the floor or whatever. Like it'll be one of those bulky things that just sort of exist in the van, right? So that kind of comes with the territory. I'll never permanently install it. No, you can't. I mean, you could, I guess, but it wouldn't look good. Not I don't know what happened. Hopefully I'm still alive. I clicked something and I went gone like that. Seems like a piss poor feature to have. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna let this catch up. Where did you go? Great. You disappeared. Hopefully I'm back by now. Yeah. Okay. Let me play catch up here. Chris Sutton, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good night as well. What do you find you do at night? What do I find? What do I do at night in the van? I mean, for me personally, it's either editing or watching a movie or some Netflix shows. Like if I'm not focusing on work, like if I'm not editing and whatnot, I'm staying in my van. I'm streaming stuff, right? I just watched Roadhouse the other night, that new one with Mark Gyllenhaal, Jake, unbelievable, with Jake Gyllenhaal. It was fine, you know what I mean? Because I know people are going to ask. I enjoyed it. I mean, he was great in it. Everybody else was garbage. The acting in that movie was terrible, except for Mark, apparently Jake. But that, and I just finished finally watching The Blacklist on Netflix. Took me far too long to get through it. That's because seasons 9 and 10 were brutally bad, and the ending was horrible. But other than that, that's it. You know, just the same thing that most people do. I don't have much downtime in the evening, though. Okay. We have a USB plug in the dash for the radio, but it is loose. Is there a way to tighten it, or does it need to be replaced? Probably needs to be replaced. I imagine it's probably in there via a clip situation. You can pop your dashboard off and take a look at it. If you're not comfortable with doing that, don't. But yeah, those things can wiggle loose. They're so annoying. Is it Canada bacon or just bacon? And what is the other stuff? You know what? I'm not even sure about that because I've seen Canadian bacon in multiple different ways. People, oh, this one place calls Canadian bacon ham and it's round, and back bacon can be Canadian bacon. Stripped bacon can be called Canadian bacon. It's whatever the cow's last word was before it died. Why would bacon come from a cow, Matthew? Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, Aaron Blood cannot take Roadhouse seriously. You can't take a movie Roadhouse seriously. I don't know that anybody was supposed to take that movie seriously, especially not when that McGregor guy came on the scene. Holy, if you've seen the new Roadhouse movie, I guess that guy's a real UFC fighter, and it's fine, good for him. But he's not even like acting himself. He's doing this character, and it's so bad. It is some of the worst acting I have ever seen. I was just like, who allowed this to happen? What? Why? Oh my goodness, unbelievable. I have not watched Ted Lasso. I've heard good things, and I do have an Apple TV account, so I should give that a shot. I do really like Jason Sudeikis, so. Oh yeah. See, Gregory Smith, same. Yeah, the Beekeeper. Yeah, I think I liked the Beekeeper more, but it was, yeah, you're right. They were both bad movies, 100%. Melissa Johnson, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate that, my dear. Thank you. Okay, Michelle, I answered that question about the dove painting a while ago. The doves are up in my little girl's room at her grandparents' house with the rabbits. So no, it won't be going up in the van. It was so absurd. Yeah. What's his name? What's his first name? I don't know, just McGregor, but him. Nobody was out. Nobody, the acting in that. Well, that's not true. You know who did a good acting job, but it was the character wasn't written very well. Was like the bad guy, like the son who was trying to get the Roadhouse out of there, or whatever. But I don't remember his name, but he's a good actor. So him and Jake were the two best actors in the movie. Even the little girl at the beginning at the bookstore, like what? Oh, Abigail was great. Braden, Abigail was awesome. I went and saw that movie last week, I think. I loved it. I love those directors. They did the two most recent Scream movies, which I thought were way better than they needed to be, and they did Ready or Not. So if you haven't seen Ready or Not, Braden, and you liked Abigail, watch Ready or Not. They're very good at their characters, like at developing characters quickly and making you feel entertained by and like care for, not necessarily like care for, but like I want to see what happens. And Kevin Durand in Abigail just stole that show for me. Him and I can't remember his name now, but the main good guy, bad guy. I can't remember his name, but he was, everybody in the movie was good. But yeah, they really know how to do good horror, like entertaining horror. It's the same as David Leitch or whatever, who's coming as the Fall Guy came out today, actually. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. It's a nice original-ish movie. You have to say ish because nothing is anymore. But he also did Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, and I thought that movie was quite entertaining as well. So it's nice to see that we do have these directors that still exist that can make a bit of entertainment, unlike most of the garbage that gets pumped out these days. Well, Catherine is here, but I think Kevin also give a shout out. It's called Good Protein, to go back to the protein powder that I was using. Also, thank you, Catherine, for sending it. Hi, Matthew Dixon or Rum Fun, whichever you choose. Kim Jones, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Friday. I probably don't need any more Dixon, so at this point, it'll probably go to rum. Thank you very much. Well, this is interesting. So, do you think I should get a chest fridge or a mini fridge? I'm torn between them, and I like to have people's opinions. Well, I like my chest fridge because I like my chest. Sorry. I like my chest fridge because it just works with my build, right? But if you look at Foresty Forest, Simon over at Foresty Forest, he's got, I guess you would call it the mini fridge style with the swing open door, right? And it works in his build. It really does come down to how your layout is going to be. Like I mean, the chest style con is that everything's piled on top of itself, right? So if that's something that's going to drive you nuts, maybe don't get one. You know what I mean? That's my suggestion. Teresa says, okay, Matthew, I have to go. I'm getting up at 4 a.m. to get the beauty on, run some errands and such. I'm hoping to be there around noon. Might be a little later. I'm leaving at 11:30, Teresa. Sorry. Just kidding. We'll see you tomorrow. How can you not love a vampire ballerina? And I totally thought that was going to be the worst part of the movie. I thought they were going to overdo it with the ballerina shit, and they didn't. And it was all really well done, for sure. Are there drive-in movies in Cowtown? No, I don't think so. There used to be. I remember going to one when I was a young boy. When I was a wee lad, I went to the drive-in movies with me mom and my pa. We went to the boss, minute beer. I saw what the hell did I see? Men in Black and Air Force One. Double feature. That's cool. Forgot to wear my Venkman Dixon when you saw Ghostbusters. That movie was regrettably forgettable. I enjoyed it while I was watching it, but I just wasn't. I mean, I still liked I liked Afterlife better. Mini fridges are more. Sorry, it's late and I'm on pain meds. Kevin. Chest fridge, cold stays in when you open it. There's a positive for it. Tina says, random question. Would you ever consider doing a course on how to get started in van life or starting a van life channel? I don't know if I would consider, I don't know. I don't know really know what you mean by course. I mean, I kind of do all that stuff here. Unfortunately, a lot of my work schedule, it's time management. Hi, Penny. How are you? Making an appearance. Everybody's going to go Google Gaga now. Do you want down? I know I'm on your seat and you can't get down. Time management, right, is a big part of what I'm doing. And unfortunately, when I talk about gear that I use to make my channel, those videos do not do well. And while I know they would benefit a small group of people, that's not really worth the payoff yet. I suppose if there was any sort of partnership deal that came up in the future with a company that would sponsor those videos, then I might consider doing it. But as for right now, since I'm really just working for myself, I don't know that it's in the immediate future. But it is something that's on my mind because I do enjoy teaching. I was helping Amber very, very briefly with some photography stuff the other day, just teaching her shutter speed and aperture and all of that. And it did remind me that I do enjoy teaching that sort of stuff. When you know something fairly well, it's enjoyable to pass along that information. What? Say hello. Everybody just wants to see you. Come here. Stop being so squirmy. Say hi. I want the food. Give me the food. Okay. There you go. If you want back up, let me know. I need to do a course in being ultra organized and minimal. That would be a terrible course. I am not organized at all. What about creating a program for Skillshare or a similar platform? That way it's what the audience is there for. Never looked into anything like that, honestly. Can't say I'm familiar with Skillshare at all. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go to the fridge and grab a beer. I found this, it's a new lager from Big Rock Brewery, which is a brewery here in Calgary, and I haven't had one yet. And I wanted to give it a shot. Oh, do you want some wet food? Might have to feed the pussy too. Hang on. Where's your can? Is it in the fridge? Back it up. Beep, 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 tubbers. Beep, beep, beep. Oh. Do you need a new can? I thought you had one. Where is it? See, this is the problem with a chest fridge. Now everything's... Oh, yeah. Sorry, Penny. I buried your food under a mountain of beer. You would never know this is our van. All right. Here's some wet food for you. You finish up that can. Very good, girl. You eat that now. You don't make a mess. Very good. And I'm back. Sorry, everybody. My apologies. Hang on. One more. I got to clean the wet cat yuck off this spoon. You want to talk about quality content? Quality content. Okay. Did I get Penny's nails cut? Yes, I did. I didn't film it. I did it the same way I did it the time before when it was very entertaining. Nailed it. Okay. Yeah, I wish you would do a class on editing. Oh man. It's nice to see that there's people interested in that sort of stuff for sure. And hey, like here's like to be, I always try to be as transparent as I can with where I want my channel to go. Obviously, as somebody who's had a modest amount of success with van life on YouTube, the idea, excuse me, of not doing van life stuff is scary because you feel like you're going to lose your audience. But my goal is to do this for as long as I am allowed to do it for. And if I can get my channel bigger and you know, the views higher and I can do more stuff like that, then I absolutely will in the future. Right now it's about sort of growing the seed that I've planted, I guess. Yeah, it tastes like it's from Big Rock. I'm going to turn off my tins machine. It's basically been running since we started. Holy Dinah. There we go. Oh, yeah, I've had that thought too, Jason Kelly. You should do a step-by-step and show what you do and what is involved in making a video in a video, if that makes sense. I know exactly what you mean, and that thought has crossed my mind. Again, that you got to imagine that doing that increases what I'm already doing by double. You know what I mean? So it's a hard time. Maybe if I get far enough ahead, maybe I'll think about doing something like that and show it. But I guess I'm always going to have content if I keep that in my back pocket. You know what I mean? Miss KL Madison. Hello, hello. Chrome did it a while ago. The step-by-step thing. Well, there you go. It's already done. Let's go watch Chrome's video. So I missed Melissa Johnson's super chat. If you had one wish, what would it be? I had one wish. What would it be? Honestly, let's just be as real as possible. Probably live forever based off of the pure selfishness of being terrified of my own mortality, which would in and of itself would be a living hellscape because you'd watch all of your loved ones die. And this is my curse, overthinking everything. So maybe an unlimited supply of rum. You know, I don't know what you get, or I could go the stereotypical road. I wish for world peace. But why can't we all just get along? That would be nice. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Didn't you kind of do that with the editor videos? Kind of. Yeah, very briefly I did. 100%. It's not like an in-depth dive. I think people are asking for a more detailed, exactly what do you mean when you do this? It might be, honestly, something like that might be better done as a live stream because I can also like bring people up onto these live streams, right? That have their own webcams and stuff. I could bring people up and they could ask me specific questions and I can screen share. That might be a better way to do stuff like that. And then it would record and it would be on YouTube for people to go back and reference. So maybe that's something else I would consider in the future is doing like a live stream with VanlifePLUS editing course. Maybe like, let's move on from this. Conor McGregor. That's the guy. Oh, I've had Sea Change. I do like Sea Change. Their artwork got me to try their beer, and their little lager with the surfing skeleton or whatever. It's not bad. Have you been getting a lot of shit for promoting products? No. I mean, I've had a couple people in the comments section that have been around the channel for a while that just felt like they had to voice the opinion like, oh, you're such a sellout. The product pushing is too much. And it's just like, yo, what? That was my thought, Braden. So you see those comments, like, I don't get any sort of kickback from these companies. I'm very transparent about that. Dixon doesn't sponsor me. Revita doesn't sponsor me. I do have an ambassadorship with Craze Outdoors. I have not gotten any monetary kickback from them. They give me some very generous discounts on products that I am interested in that I purchase with my own money. So when I see people get mad of like these artistic shots, like where it happened in the one video where like I had my Revita tea and the cup holder in Lucky when I was driving to like Silverton Building Supplies or something, like, ugh, it's too much. I'm like, yo, why weren't you complaining when I showed my Monster energy cans or my Rain energy cans? Or why don't you complain when I show the sandwich meat that I use, or that I'm making old El Paso tacos? Like, this is all stuff that I just buy because I'm a human that exists. And now, anyway, I found it very weird that they got so upset about that, because it's like my vlog and I'm not filming it any differently. But I do like the stuff that I've currently found, like Revita. And so I'm like, yo, y'all should try this, because people are also down my throat about like not drinking energy drinks and trying to be healthier. So then I do it and then I get more shit. Anyway, it doesn't actually upset me, but now I'm at a point where it's just fun to rip on them, and people seem to be enjoying that. So that's how that works in my brain. Calgary has some amazing restaurants. If you could treat yourself to a meal anywhere in YYC without worrying about the bill, where would you go? That's good. You know what? Calgary does have some great restaurants, and I can't even pretend to imagine that I have scratched the surface of what is available. So I can only really talk about places that I've been to. And I do know that the one time that I went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, I really enjoyed it. That was an invite from an extended friend through my girlfriend at the time, who ended up getting like a gift card, I think, from her work. And so we went out on like a couple's date, and it was really good. I think I'd had it one time prior in Edmonton. And then as far as steakhouse, I'm not really a steak guy, but I seem to remember enjoying that. Right. And I went to the one that's like the Calgary Tower location, right? That's probably where I would go. But again, I don't have a vast knowledge when it comes to the restaurants that we have here in Calgary. Would I ever consider moving to BC? I've considered it my entire life. I've considered moving to BC. I won't now because of my little girl. I just simply won't. Yes, I made the commute work, but it wasn't easy. So my little girl's in Alberta. I will be in Alberta. When I'm older and I want to retire, similar to what my parents did, maybe. But right now, at this stage in my life, that will not be happening. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, so you can't, right? There you go. How dare you try to share things you enjoy with the people who enjoy watching your channel? Shame on you for being a person. And that's exactly right, right? Like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm feeding Penny. God forbid this happens. I feed Penny and like, I can't believe you're trying to sell me wellness cat food. This bullshit. Penny, you have to starve, or you're not allowed to be. I'm trying to sell you pussy. I show Penny all the time. Guess what? You can go down to a shelter or a pet store and get a cat. Like, that's the train of thought where my brain goes. It's like, we all have shit in our lives that we like. Am I trying to sell you a Jeep Wrangler? Am I trying to sell you a Chevy Express? Grow up. Are you the older brother, or is Byron? I am older than Byron by 6 years. Do I think you... gone. There was a question and it just... Do you think I should install a permanent cooking station or a mobile one like yours? Pros and cons in your opinion. I don't even know what you're building in, but honestly, there's lots of pros to having a permanent one for sure. I'm glad that I have the induction cooktop now, and I've used it. I know you haven't seen that yet, but those videos are coming. And where it isn't such a hassle to pull out. But before, with my Jetboil stuff, that stuff's all now become my camping gear, and it lives in the pull-out drawers, simply for the fact that it was a hassle to always pull out. So having a permanent cooking station, depending on the space that you have, yeah, that's greatly appealing. I look at people like the fine print. Wow, the beer's just coming right back out in gas form. Charming. But I look at the fine print. He's got this really nice high top Ram ProMaster, and he's got like a permanent stove and a permanent oven. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, Vernon's right about my relationship with my daughter, for sure. Jennifer just, did you get the cigarette lighter? No. The cigarette lighter is not working in the dashboard. But stay tuned. I've noticed your sarcastic plug. Yeah, there's a good one coming on Tuesday. Tuesday's video? Wednesday's video. I couldn't help myself. You gotta have fun with it. Like, that's the thing. I don't like being pigeonholed into things, or be like people like trying to throw their weight around in the comments, because you know, like, I, as much as the comment section is awesome and I love y'all when you leave comments, that's great and that helps the algorithm, so do negative ones. But it's a small amount of the community, so I really shouldn't let stuff like that get to me. But I always, when it does, I always try to find the comedy in it and give back just as much. I haven't seen anybody comment lately since I started doing that, which is the power that you have as a content creator, which is a lot of fun. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. I had a train of thought, but anyway, that was the ultimate goal. Like, I just like having fun with it. But at the end of the day, I should just let it go. But it is what it is. Um, it's fun because people have, ever since I started my channel, people like that have kind of come out of the woodwork and tried to pigeonhole me into like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, the thing is, like that's the most recent thing, is like, oh, you're plugging products. Like, yeah, all right, bud. Okay, whatever. I'm plugging products. God forbid you like something I like. But then before that, it was what was the complaint? Oh crap. I should have made a list. I can go back to the original thing that happened. When I first started my channel, there was a couple videos that were around the 42-minute mark. And I had somebody reach out and tell me, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. Other van lifers, I'm not going to name them, they tried to do 45-minute videos and they failed. You can't put out 45-minute videos and be successful. People aren't going to watch that. Okay, bud. Oh, and I remember what the other thing was. The other thing was like, oh, you're not being yourself. You're putting on a character and you're being, I don't even know what the words they were using, but a few, like a small group of people would be like, that's not you. You're not acting normal. You're not being, I'm like, yeah, I am. This is me. This is who I am. Ever since I was a little boy, I've always been loud and boisterous and the center of attention, right? And dramatic and enthusiastic with high energy. That is who I am. And a lot of my life I spent being told, stop it. Don't do this. So it's funny when people are like, oh, that's not you. You're not being true to yourself. And it's like, no, I actually am. So that's, it kind of all goes into the same category, right? People being like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. You need to behave this way online. It's like, if that's how you feel, you start a YouTube channel and do it. Because I'm doing my thing. And the fact that everybody's here enjoying it, that's really cool to me. So you got to have some fun. I think I just got another very generous donation from Vernon. Again, yes, Vernon, thank you very much. The same amount as last time, $130. Sir, are you double checking this with your wife? She's right next to you. I'm very concerned. Don't end up in the poorhouse and don't end up in the doghouse more than anything. But dude, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, sir. I appreciate it. Bebop and Becca says, isn't an induction cooktop a big energy suck? Yeah, it is. That's one of the reasons that Bill from old Denver sent me that additional 100 amp hour battery. He was concerned that it wasn't going to be enough. And it is a huge power suck. I think, and I was looking through the little book of words for the induction cooktop the other day, and I think at max it's 1800 watts, which is crazy. But max, so like level 10 on the induction cooktop, that's like you're going to need to boil water. I don't boil a lot of water. And if I find that that becomes a problem, well, I do have my gas stoves that I could use. But on the very few times where I've made pasta, you know, it's not a huge concern. So what I have cooked on my induction cooktop so far is like gnocchi, bacon, and eggs. And that you can all do that on like level 5, which is medium high. I don't remember off the top of my head what that wattage is. I guess we could say rule of thumb would dictate that it's 900 watts, cutting it in half from max, right? But it goes so fast that it really hasn't caused any problems. Like, I cooked in here, inverted it in overheat, had my lights on, had the TV going. Very good. Okay. How's my back, says Madison. I've had my tens machine on this entire live stream. I just turned it off. It's okay. I don't know. Yukon Sunshine keeps saying cash, gas, or ass. I don't know what she means. All three things are good. I stop saying it. When is future Matthew coming back? We miss him. Future Matthew? Do you mean editor Matthew? I don't know. He's always lurking in the shadows. You just never know. Well, that's a good question, Dave. I remember this. A while back, you had talked about one of your Patreon supporters who gave you shit for how you handled Stella's death. How do you, as a content creator, deal with a supporter making those comments? You ban and block them. Seriously, like there's no point. Like that's just silly. Especially when you're a Patreon supporter, like that doesn't give you a voice. I mean, you know, it absolutely does. You have a voice. You can say whatever you want. But you're here supporting what I do, right? Like Patreon, especially, is like you. It's a way of people showing their appreciation for what I'm doing on YouTube. So if you don't like something I do, well, then don't watch it, I guess, or leave Patreon. But to go out of your way to say that you're basically being a bitch and stop crying over your dead cat, these are the words that were said to me by a Patreon supporter. That kind of is a little weird to me. Like, and he had been a super, very kind-worded, kind-hearted supporter up to that point. Obviously, that he didn't appreciate that. Same with the Heartbreak vlogs. But here's the other thing too. With my Heartbreak vlogs, I know I've got a couple people on my Patreon that don't dig those either. Some of them watch them or put them on in the background just to support, but they've said that's not really my bag, and that's fine. You don't have to love everything I do, but dealing with it, you just don't get too invested in your supporters would be my, and it's not to insult my supporters, but you know what I mean? Like, don't get invested in anybody's opinion too much. That's what it goes back to when we were talking. So I can't remember who brought it up, but the whole concern over the knock. It was Mark, I believe. But like some people really put a lot of stock on what other people think of them. And I understand that. I was like that for a long time in my life as well. I'm at a point now I don't give a shit. Like I really don't. Whatever anybody else thinks of me does not affect me. In actuality, it doesn't. My feelings are not going to be hurt, you know? And if I do something to offend you, that's fine. Be offended. Nothing happens. Like, there was a stand-up comedian that said that. He was doing a bit on being offended. Oh, I'm offended. You can't say that. Yes, I can. I just did. And you know what? You are allowed to be offended, but nothing's going to happen to you. Same thing applies to somebody having a bad opinion about you. Now, I can say this till I'm blue in the face, but it doesn't mean the people out there that struggle with this sort of thing are immediately going to be like, he's right, I'm fine. It's a mental thing that's in your brain that's hard to overcome for sure. But for me, I just don't let it bother me. That I shouldn't even sit here and say that it doesn't bother me on any level. I'm just more mentally equipped and confident in where I'm at in my life to deal with shit like that, you know? So it sucks. And I obviously want to vent. And I've done a lot of venting on Patreon. My Patreon community is amazing. That is my go-to place to let out certain frustrations that I don't usually let out on YouTube. So in that way, it's an amazing supportive community. One bad apple, that's all right. The rest of the community will sort them out. It's another way to approach it as well. Use that money towards Brooklyn's bike. Well, thank you very much. That will basically pay for her bike, Vernon. Tell your little boy, thank you so much from me. And I'm sure she's going to love it. Thank you. Okay, so this is interesting. So Rich Louis says, Matthew, I usually watch your live streams on TV and I don't participate, but tonight when I first joined, I noticed your video is fuzzy and washed out. Are you using a different camera? No, I'm just using the camera on my laptop, which I have used countless times before. But through StreamYard, since I don't pay for StreamYard, I noticed tonight that I'm only allowed to go to a maximum of 720p video resolution. In order to go to 1080p, I have to pay for StreamYard, which I haven't bitten that bullet yet. Kevin and I actually talked about that years ago, it seems. Forever ago, dude. Yes, you are, Thor. But I never done that. So maybe that's part of it, that you're only getting a 720p. Some people are probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? But a 720p resolution image. Maybe there's schmutz on the camera. I could also just try doing this and see if that helps. Looks like it made it actively worse. Now we've got this beautiful streak of light right here. Let me try to fix that with the built-in lens cleaning microfiber cloth that comes in every Dixon flannel. Nope, they don't sponsor me. I just think they're pretty cool. There we go. Maybe that was a little bit better. Also, my internet connection's not the best. So all of these things could contribute to a worse image. And I apologize, Rich. Working on it. Work in progress. You can't. That's 100% right, Jason. Haters are going to hate. You can't fix stupid. Just do your own thing and move forward. Yep. The problem with the videos, and I guess since we're kind of talking about the length of my videos, actually, I'm just going to do a quick check here and catch up in the chat, everybody. Give me 1 second. We'll come back to that. Are you blocking Penny's Poop Palace right now? Absolutely not. When this opens up, you have to remember, like the table that you're sitting on right now, this fold-up table, that opens up her poop apartment even more. Have you ever thought of not just solar power, but also wind power? I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I mean, I know that wind power is the thing. Jackery is apparently coming out with little portable wind turbine generators, like as a replacement or an alternative for solar panels. My power needs in Lucky have never exceeded my grasp. Let's put it that way. I've never felt like I don't have enough capabilities to charge my power back up because I don't have huge power needs. You got to remember, especially now, like we were talking about the induction cooktop and whether or not it's a huge power draw. And yeah, sure it is. I'm not using it 3 times a day. I haven't had 3 round meals per day in years. And even if I'm eating more, I'm not cooking every meal, you know. I'm not the fridge, especially this EcoFlow fridge. This EcoFlow fridge is amazing. No, I'm not sponsored. I love this thing. You want to know why I love it? It's quiet as shit. People were worried. You're putting that fridge so close to your bed. Is the compressor not going to keep you awake at night? No. Amber sat in here the other night. We had some drinks. She's like, is this fridge even on? Is it even working? Yes, it is. And the other thing that's really cool about this fridge is it's got the removable battery, the big brick battery that you stick in there. It charges up that battery, and then everything it does is basically off that battery when it's installed. If you don't have the battery installed, you can't use the ice maker. I don't even know if you could use the freezer function. Probably use the freezer function, but you can't use the ice maker. But the way it works with the batteries installed, you can use the ice maker, and it's going to use the battery to do everything it needs to do. So the power draw that this fridge has is very small. Trickle, because all it does is recharge that battery nice and slow. And I've never seen that battery drop below 95%. And that's just because I made ice like back to back to back. So that all is saying, like, I don't have a lot of power needs in my van. The lights, the house lights are little LEDs. I mean, nothing for power, right? Anyway, sorry, playing catch up here. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you in the chat. No, it wasn't Ricky Gervais that said that skit. It was somebody else, but he was British. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, everybody. I'm very far behind again. What is your definition of success for yourself regarding your channel? My definition for success? I don't know. That sounds so like formal. I really don't know. I think I'm pretty freaking successful right now because I'm able to do it and live off of it. You know what I mean? I think for me, it will be not having to have videos every single day. And I know a lot of people will be like, what? Sorry, I'm reading some comments. Okay, hang on. There's a lot of questions coming in. I know this is why I normally highlight the comments. I lost my train of thought. I need to get back on track here. Sorry, everybody. Oh, what is the definition for success? For me, it would be able to do I would like to do longer videos, but less per week. You know what I mean? Like I would like to be able to take the time to put even more creative effort into my videos. Right. I don't know if 1 a week if I'm even capable of doing that, but if I could get myself to a place where I'm living off of 2 to 3 videos per week, I think that's a pretty good indication of success for me. And it keeps me on point as having a goal. Yeah. Patreon and YouTube keep a percentage of the support, right? Which one pays better? There's so many different factors there. I believe, to answer your question the most honestly and succinctly, is that YouTube takes a bigger cut. Gotta let the queen poop. Oh yeah, she got room. Okay. I'm gonna play catch up here again. Are you making ice in it right now? No, I'm drinking a beer. I don't need ice. Jason Kelly, I sent you a message on Instagram. It was a while ago. Probably not. My Instagram, my unread messages are out of control. I apologize. My back feels better since surgery. Well, my leg pain feels better since surgery until about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I think I still need the gabapentin. I'm weaning myself off gabapentin slowly, and I think I've kind of dropped it a little bit too much. The nerve pain's still there. But everything all in all, on the whole, feels much better since surgery. Am I excited for tomorrow? No. No, I'm looking forward to it, but I don't do well, honestly. Like, I've talked about this on the channel before, but there's lots of new faces around here. I don't do well with people. And it will never seem like that for people that meet me, I'm sure. It might seem like, hey, he was a really fun guy. He was really nice. He was outgoing. Inside, I was dying. Not literally, but I do get drained quite quickly I'm an extrovert, believe it or not. But I am looking forward to it because I believe the guys here at Craze have done some tremendous work and they really, truly deserve the success that they have had. And I've been very fortunate to have met them this past year and start this friendship and, I guess, business venture a little bit with them. And I'm just happy to be able to reach out to the community and bring people together. So a lot of people have been asking for a meetup with me for a while. So I guess my only regret is that Stella's not here to share it. That would have been kind of cool. Oh yeah, that chicken salt I got that from Australia. Jackie sent me that. I'm pretty sure it was Upside Down Jackie that sent me that, and you can use it on whatever you want. It'd be great on fries. But yeah, it's just like salt. It just kind of got a seasoning to it, like a flavor. It's not. I don't even know. I guess apparently it's chicken. I guess, but it was good. Okay, I must be very behind because I'm seeing questions from the same people that I've already answered. For editing, I use Final Cut Pro on my Mac. Are you going to turn the cam around for a sec? Probably not. You mean more cinematic? Maybe. If that's what you mean by me making, like, taking my time with my videos, potentially. It kind of depends on where I take the channel. Like, I don't see my videos reducing a lot until I'm done telling. Like, there's a story I'm telling right now, and it's partly created, and it's also partly my life and not knowing what's going to happen. But there is like sort of like an end goal, that denouement that I talked about earlier, that we'll get into as the chapters go on throughout chapter 5 and 6. But then beyond that, I would like to be able to be maybe a little bit more cinematic and a little bit more honed in on things. But I don't ever see stuff like the camping season with Lindsay going away, or stuff, or like the intimate everyday stuff with Penny and my little girl as she gets bigger. But there's a lot of factors for me to consider and to take into consideration when I'm thinking about my future, her future, and what I want that to be. Right. So I'm not ignorant to that. I'm not just like flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to this. So I would always keep doing Patreon. Like, that community is amazing. What's my favorite camping memory? It's kind of a tie for two so far. The first one was when I first went to Dinosaur Provincial Park, and I just felt like a kid in a candy store. Not a kid in a candy store, but like my little boy brain was blown away when I found that place. Those videos are really awesome. And when Sadie caught the fish at Chinook Park, like, I just remember my reaction to her doing that when she caught the fish in the net without a rod. That was really cool. I think we're going back to Chinook this year at some point. That was a really nice camping trip. Those are probably my two favorite memories so far. Am I going to turn the camera around for a second? Again, no. Will I do another quick van tour soon? I don't know if I'm ever going to do an official van tour. Those are a lot. There's like, why? We see the van every day. I don't know. We'll see. Did I just hear Amber knocking at your door? And you did not. Nobody was knocking at my door. Matthew, I challenge you to make a video on how you do videos in a video. Have a lovely weekend, Gregory Smith. Thank you. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? Lovely to see you in the chat, my dear. I accept the challenge, but I give you no realistic delivery date for that video. Matthias, thank you so much. I will do my best. Someone still broadcast in 720p? Well, I don't have a choice. I'm limited to it. If I had streamed on YouTube, it probably would have been a little bit better quality, but Bebop and Becca, thank you so much. That is from the heart for sure. A lot of people are like, I don't like the lyric video. I don't like the lyric music. That's fine. I love music. Music, my entire life, has always been a great form of expression. And I feel like anybody who you meet is like, I hate music. Like a blanket statement, I hate music. they're probably going to try to kill you at some point. But like, because like there's just so much different variety in music. So I get that some people don't like lyrical music and some people don't like soundtracky music. And I'm definitely in the camp of like, I'm right in there. I will find the music that suits the mood of the story that I'm trying to tell at that given moment. But specifically why I'm using a lot more lyrical music in this chapter is because lyrical music was a big part of my youth. Yeah, I guess I can say that now. And the relationships I went through, right? Like music was there for me like it was for a lot of people. So I can't use the music that I used to listen to, of course, because of copyrights. But so the ones that I find, I sort of go over a bit in my head and listen to it. I'm like, does this work and whatnot? And by and large, the songs I have found have worked perfectly so far. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. My true serenity. Have yourself a good night. If you're still here, I know I'm behind, but ciao. The Ender, thank you very much for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. That's very kind of you. If you're on PC, hold control and scroll down until you see how long the chat is. If you're talking to me, I want a Mac. Matt, Nicole says, can you make your videos a bit longer, please? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Love Lucky 2.0 and your videos are great. Thank you very much. It could be that. That's kind of an interesting idea, though, Mr. Red Taco. That could be fun. I could put out some videos where I watch some of the original videos from chapter 1 and react to them and talk about how I might do things differently or edit things differently. That would keep my interest potentially. Put that on the list of shit to do. Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate that. I only have one moderator. That's all I need. I only need Kevin. Kevin's got Thor's banhammer ready. What's the difference between streaming off of YouTube versus StreamYard? Not much, other than the fact that here on StreamYard, I can do stuff like this. I can highlight your question so that people can see it. And if like I mentioned earlier, I can bring people up and share the screen with me. Or I can do stuff like the video that I play. I can do it with me here. Oh, it's gone now because I left the chat. But on here, I don't know. I don't think you can do stuff like this on YouTube yet, although I'm sure it's coming. But I can do stuff like the intro video that I have. I can share this for everybody to watch. So that sort of integration, that's what I can do here on StreamYard versus YouTube. Felicia from Edmonton. I won't hold it against you. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I was watching Chrome's live stream last week and he threw a wise ass member off the channel and cursed at him. Funniest thing I've seen on a live stream. I guess. I don't know. How do you throw somebody out? Like he was physically on with him. As long as you found it entertaining, I guess. Oh yeah, I was absolutely listening to Metallica as I was driving up there. 100%. Oh, thank you, Vernon. That's a very good point. There's lots of people watching. If you guys could hit that like button, that helps these live streams and videos and the channel as a whole out a lot. So thank you, Vernon, for reminding me. And everybody else, if you have the ability to hit that like button, if you're on your TV, maybe log on your phone and give it a like as well. That'd be great. I know it's a big ask. You don't have to do it. You can just enjoy what's happening. I love the music and have added a few to my playlist. Well, thank you very much, Samster. I'm glad you enjoy the music and you're finding some new artists to listen to. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Team Pepper says, hi, Matthew. Hi, Team Pepper. How are you? Do I plan on doing any other videos with the two Matthews? We've been talking about that a lot lately. Hopefully, again, those weren't very popular with a lot of people, but I enjoy them. So I definitely see them coming back slowly. MDD says, brah, put the magnetic spice holders on the wall. Okay, I will. Some people's kids. Carol's here. Hello, darling. Welcome to the live chat. In the video where you got the metallic addiction, you mentioned an older brother. Yes, I did. Love your stuff. The music you choose for your videos is amazing. Do you produce a playlist anywhere? I don't, Brenda. All my music just comes from the website artlist.io. I don't keep track of what I use unless I really like the song. There's been some that I've been throwing into a folder that I might want to use for like the chapter 4 finale again, maybe. I don't know, but not everything. Yeah, Aaron was giving me shit today saying you need to make your videos shorter. 28 minutes is perfect for him, though. So we'll circle back around to that because I mentioned that earlier and then I got distracted. I was like, I do want to talk about video and video length, but people just keep coming in and having great questions and I get distracted. Just Cam and his Jeep. Just a boost to say thank you for being a great dad and YouTuber. Hoping to buy you lunch, dinner in person if timing is good. Thank you very much, Cam. I appreciate it. I would very much enjoy to sit down and break some bread with you, good sir. That would be amazing. Thank you for the super chat and all of the support, as always, dude. I do appreciate it. Do you need new oven mitts since the 2 are under your bed? No. Probably in the next vlog that I film, I'm going to replace them with Gorilla Tape because I had to buy some Gorilla Tape for other reasons. And you'll get into that as well. But thank you. I appreciate that. The concern for my oven mitts. Go back to chapter 56. You mean video 56? You did use your driver at an angle. Have the cabinet behind your driver's seat together. Oh, you 56 of I don't know what you're talking about. Of my build video, like this one, I'll check it later. 56. Locked in. I'll never forget. Rico Serrano. I tried my best. Hello, hello. Did you get any stuff to help with 4K uploads? Okay, you want me to upload in 4K? I don't get that. Like everybody's watching on their phones. What's the point in uploading in 4K? That's just again, 4K videos and stuff like workflow. There's no way I'm doing Monday through Friday videos at 4K at almost 40 minutes each. There's no way. That's just not a possibility. 4K maybe comes once I'm doing 2 or 3 videos a week. But I still don't see the here. Let me put this out there. Hang on. For those that are a little bit more techie and might know, I shoot in 30p, 30 frames per second. I would like to shoot in 60. I prefer 60 as a more realistic experience. 30 frames gives a more movie feel, cinematic-y. Like if I want that, I should just be shooting in 24, but I don't. I shoot in 30, but mostly for slow-mo purposes. But I'd rather be filming my vlogs in 60. Right then and there, I lose a lot of storage capabilities because you're doubling the size of your videos. But I did a bunch of 60 in the past, and people were saying my internet wasn't fast enough to view 60 frames per second. Is that true? Is that a thing in this day and age where if a video is shot at 60 frames per second and your internet's no good, you can't view the video? I thought that was kind of crazy. Obviously, I stopped shooting in 60 because everything lately has been 30. When is my buddy building out the old van? Hopefully soon. I was supposed to meet up with him today. He might actually come down to Craze tomorrow, so I'll ask. But yeah, Mike breaking ground on the brown van, as I'm calling it. The brown van. We'll see. Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Wars. Have I ever considered doing an office-style mockumentary episode? That would be fun. I've had a lot of like ideas in my head to just do creative one-offs here and there. I actually went back and watched my black and white Haunted Lake episode with Get Her Better, I don't know, a few weeks ago, just to see how I did it, because I shot it like a horror movie, because that was Friday the 13th when I went out and did that camping trip. I really enjoyed doing that. Not a lot of people like that as well. And then I've also done a whole bunch of time jump stuff, like when I jumped into the lake in BC that wasn't a mountain fed lake. It was the Yuck Lake. We're actually going back to that lake this year. That was fun to do. So I do like doing, like, I do like flexing the creativity here and what. Somebody asked me, I think it might have been you, Dave, a while ago, asked me to do a oh no. An Asteroid City, the Asteroid City director. I can't remember his name now. It's skipping my mind, to do a style like that of that director's Wes Anderson. I don't know that I could pull that off realistically, but yeah, I'm not going to do a poll on long and short videos. I've already done that. We've been down. We keep going back and forth with the long and short videos, and like I said, I'll talk about it again here in a bit. But it's a constant ongoing thing. Matthew, do you like the old 70s rock bands? Do I like any other old rock bands other than Metallica. Not a lot. I mean, I did listen to a little bit of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, obviously. What else? There was Def Leppard. That's not quite that old, I guess. Like that. I listened to a lot of that. Pour Some Sugar on Me was like that. All of that stuff. What was that album called? Amnesia, Hysteria. I can't remember. Like I'm not a big fan of stuff like that, but there is a lot. I'm a huge Meatloaf fan. No pun intended. Love Meatloaf. May he rest in peace. That was a nice. I took my dad to the Meatloaf concert. Unfortunately, it was the Bat Out of Hell 3 concert. I shouldn't say unfortunately. It was still a good time. And Meatloaf, man, I gotta say, right till the last breath, I'm sure he was rocking out hard. This big, fat, sweaty guy just belting it out, operatic voice, man. He is a good musician. And was it Jim? Oh, I can't remember his songwriter's name. Jim Patterson? I can't remember. But he was great at writing the lyrics of those songs that Meatloaf did on those 3 albums. Very interested in hearing about other Calgary area van life suppliers. Don't know if there is a lot. Well, I mean, sure there are, but we'll see, maybe. I don't know that I'm complete with the build on Lucky 2.0. I might be done building, but is Amber in timeout again? What did she do? Tell us a spooky story. I don't have time for that right now, Yukon. What did she say? That's funny. E. Whittaker, Elton from Florida here. Hello, Elton. How are you? Question: how long does it take Sarah Rose Murphy to change out her wiper blades? Too long. A lifetime. Oh, she was gonna get a lifetime boot. Kevin's really on a rage tonight. I might make you. I love your comments. I might make you like something I like. Hooked on Revita. You're welcome, Carol. Do I hate it when the fizz runs out of pop or beer? It's not ideal. You just gotta drink faster. Oh yeah, Meatloaf and Fight Club. That's right. That's why my dad has the Paulson. That was the Dixon that they designed after Meatloaf's character in Fight Club. Now my husband's, oh, Marsha Fiskin, hello, and hello to you and your husband. Nobody send me Meatloaf. Have you ever had the sweaty mattress problem? I'm planning on putting my bed on slats of wood for airflow. Nope, never been a problem for me. I know a lot of people were telling me, drill holes in your bed platform. Drill holes in your bed platform. Alberta is dry AF, dude. And with me having my heating vents under the bed, and there's enough airflow from my electrical box to the rest of under the bed by the drawers, I don't need to do that. But if you're in a more of a moist climate, right, probably a good idea. But no, I've never had that issue with mattresses like that. Thank you for being here, Lisa. You enjoy your Friday, and I hope you have a good day tomorrow. I'm trying to find the Dixon blanket. Good luck. They might be sold out. They might still have it. There, it's on the website. Oh, Diane Max. It's Di, like short for Diane. Thank you very much for straightening me out, and I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. You still need to find a spot for the emergency taco seasoning. Uh-oh. Embarrassing for you, Rachel. That's how I ended a vlog. And it's up there. Rich says, I've been a sub since your movie review days. Wow. Thank you very much. You've been around for a while. Favorite creator now. That's a big compliment. Thank you. To be honest, it's not your quality content. It's your personality that sells it. That means a lot. Sorry that video quality is not better for you tonight, Rich. I hope the personality is coming through over the dip in that quality too. Have I ever met up with Steve from Camping with Steve Wallace? No, I've never had the pleasure of meeting him. Oh yeah, imagine Florida is very moist. What's the word I'm looking for? Humid. Do I like Creed? Yeah, I used to listen to Creed. I mean the one album. I wasn't like this huge fan, but the album that had Higher on it, obviously, because Higher was a huge hit back in what was that, the early 2000s. Them, Default. Aaron and I were just talking about Default today. Yeah, those bands were fun, but those are more like late 90s, early 2000s. Oh my gosh, I'm caught up. Oh, how'd that happen? Wow. That's awesome. I'm going to be starting my van life during the cold months. Any must-haves for survival? Just a can-do attitude, dude. Yeah. Weighted blanket is great. The weighted blanket in the cold months is very, very helpful for sure. Oh, Angela Mitchell, thank you very much for any additional improvements for Lucky 2.0. It's very kind of you, Angela. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you. I do like Pearl Jam, Heather. Not like I can't name a bunch of their songs, but that obviously that one, what's it called? Last Kiss, I think. The one with the car crash. Oy vey. And they got a lot of other songs that I'll hear it come on and I enjoy it. Same with stuff like Nirvana, right? A lot of nice older, I call those old. They are older bands at this point. Yikes. Would I ever consider upgrading to a small RV? Yeah, 100% I would consider it. We'll see what the future brings. It's not like on my docket to do. Outland Harry is honoring Steve Wallace, having himself a step 2 right now as we speak. I'll join you. That's a good point. Yeah, Amber brings up a very good point. Insulate your back doors, always a draft, especially on older vehicles. Like her van's completely pretty much missing weather stripping, and Lucky's ain't much better. So that's why I'm always like stuffing pillows down at the back door, because that's where my head is too. So that's going to be a bit more of a challenge next winter with the replacement of my diesel heater for sure. But yeah, insulate back there, make sure weather stripping is up top notch. That should help. Scarlett, no, we just gotta do this for fun. Matthew, I'm way behind on the stream, so if you reply, I'll listen to the answer later. Hearing your hilarious Irish accent, have I ever watched Father Ted? I'd love your reactions to it. Is that the one with? No, that's Father Stu. No, I've never even heard of Father Ted. I'll have to track it down. Well, thank you for watching, Scarlett. It's too bad you're so far behind. But now we're going to do this accent for you, darling. You asking the questions. I've never seen this Father Ted. Sounds like a lovely bloke. Maybe one of these days him and I break bread, pour some wine, have a beer or two. No Guinness. God knows, spare my soul. I've been trying to find that chip dip that you had with your corn chips. That was just a in-house 6-layer dip at Safeway. That's what I got. A sleeping bag across the back door would work. Yeah, it's good. I should just get the sleeping bag out of Grace. My go-to meal to cook out of the van. Tacos. 109 video where you went to the hardware store when the lady walked out of there was so confused by you having your camera on the street while you taped yourself leaving. Yes. You just now Daisy's just reiterating something that happened. Yes, she was like, "What is it doing?" It's like, "Nothing. Don't touch my phone." No, I actually got into a little bit of a conversation explaining. I don't even know what to say in those situations still. So I just be like, "Oh, I'm a travel vlogger, and I'm videoing my travels." That's what I said to her, but yeah. Oh, Jan Holmes, I've been a great source of encouragement as she builds out a Chevy Express for herself. That's awesome. What did you have for dinner? Nothing. Amber and I had Mary Brown's burgers for lunch. We're probably going to get pizza after this, if I'm being honest. We'll see. Have I ever considered bringing back the movie reviews? I have. I think about it a lot. I was actually having a thought the other day that I might do them again, but only over on Patreon. I don't know. Nothing is solid right now. Again, it all comes down to time management, Dave, and editing. There's almost, I would say there's almost more editing that goes into those movie reviews because of all the fast cuts than anything else. But I'm also not going to the movies as frequently. If I find myself starting to do that, which I could see that happening in the future, then maybe I will. But I think at this point it would be like if I do it on YouTube, it'd be like a second channel, right? I fought that for a long time when I was doing both. There were people being like, I don't like the movie reviews, just put them on another channel. I was like, no, it's my channel. I'll do whatever I can want. Then I stopped doing them. And now, so if I brought them back, I can see the merit in having them on a separate channel, because there's certain van life people that are here for the van life content. They don't want to watch movie reviews or have that shit even show up in their feed, But it's always on my mind, that's for sure. Tim G, I'm doing good. How you doing, sir? I wonder how Bill Silverton Building Supplies revenue is doing now that you're gone. I'm sure they're doing just fine. But I get it. It's funny. I ate an entire pizza the other night. I miss pizza. How could you miss it? You just had an entire pizza the other night. Do they sell weather strippings for your van for the back doors? I think so, but again, I've never really looked into it too closely. I don't know. I mean, imagine they would. Roku says, dang it, all the talk of Meatloaf and Creed BRB. Neighbors will be enjoying them as well. Guess he's going to put on some Meatloaf and Creed real effing loud. Sorry, everybody, give me a second. I'm cleaning my glasses. They're a little schmutzy. Is there going to be snacks tomorrow? There's going to be a food truck here, actually, Stacy. And if you get here early enough, I may or may not have some meal tickets to give away. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Rosalie, thank you very much for that super chat, my dear. I appreciate that. It was very kind of you. Thank you. How was Penny liking her toilet? Penny, how you like your pooper? She didn't wake up, but she uses it very well. How are my folks doing? They're doing well. Thank you for asking. That's very kind of you. They're actually, it's unfortunate. It's like unfortunate timing, but it's all positive things, so it's okay. They're actually on their way to Kelowna, because I have cousins in Kelowna. My dad's half sister lives there, and so I've got two other cousins that live there that I actually haven't seen in far too long. I haven't even been to Kelowna since I moved into the van, which it's a big regret of mine. But they're great. They're really good people. That side of the family gets good shit. They're on their way there because it's my one cousin's birthday. Well, tomorrow, but they're celebrating it on Sunday. I was considering ripping out in Grace, but I just don't think that'll work after the meetup here tomorrow. So they're doing well. It's very nice of you to ask. I'm glad you enjoyed seeing them on the vlog. Did I get high on 420? No, I did not. I don't get high any day. I have dabbled in my fair share of marijuana in the past. It's not my bag. Live and learned, and I did. Kelowna has changed too much. Way too many high rises, says Debbie. I haven't been there in a while. So Beckett Adventure says, hello, am I late? Wanted to come for the meetup, but it's going to be a long drive from Ontario. Yes, that would be. That would be a very long drive. We will miss you. I will pour one out in your honor into my belly. Susan, thank you very much for that super chat, my dear. I appreciate that. Is Amber still getting the band hammer? Probably. Kevin's on a tear. Dennis Mitchell says, hey, Matthew, I love the videos. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. So again, just to remind everybody who might just stopped in, we're just hanging out, having a live stream chat on a Friday night, as we do around these parts. Doing it this Friday because I'll probably be camping the next few Fridays coming up. So I am doing a bit of a Q&A session. If you've got a question for me that you would like me to answer, throw it into the chat. It definitely helps if you put 3 Qs before your message, helps it stand out and a better chance of me seeing it. Although the chat's moving a little bit slower now, which is nice. So chances are better that I will answer it. And anyways, that's what we're doing right now. We've been doing it for almost 3 hours. Probably going to be shutting her down pretty quick. I have potentially a very big day tomorrow. So if there's anybody here in the chat that would like to throw a question out, feel free to do so right now. That would be great. How excited am I for the hot and dry season? Not very. I answered earlier that summer was my least favorite season living in a van. Rich says, I'm the admin creator for a Facebook fan group for Steve Wallace. You're now my favorite. Would you be interested in having a VanlifePLUS fan group? I don't know. That seems weird for me to be like, yes, please. I want a fan group. You seem to do it very well. If that's something that you would like to do, then sure. It feels that's weird. But I mean, you offered, so I guess I'm not going to be like, no, don't you dare do this. How dare you? That's very kind of you to offer. Thank you. You're holding me up to very high esteem there, mentioning both myself and Steve Wallace in the same breath. How old is Penny? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Lambo did leave. She left Patreon too. I think Penny's probably around 9 or 10 years old. So I'm not sure. I always make the joke that we could cut her in half and count the rings, but I don't think she'd appreciate that. Favorite homemade cookies? Chocolate chip. My mom's chocolate chip cookies are to die for. Oh, that was aggressive. You've done the life for a bit and you're 2.0 now. So tell me, have you found a place for everything yet? I feel like it's nothing but chaos for me. Oh God, Ben, no, I haven't found a place for everything. I've got so much shit still back in BC. Like I need to purge and downsize. It's better now. Like I said, my vlogs are behind a bit. So these coming up videos this week, we'll go into a little bit more of what I did for storage and whatnot. But even that being said, there's still stuff sort of just around that doesn't fit anywhere. I don't think that's anything that ever completely goes away, you know. Will I be doing a summer or fall Patreon meetup? I'm doing a summer Patreon camping trip. The fall, I don't know about that. I did consider it, B-Bear. We'll see. But yeah, summer so far. Must have in a van dwelling besides the obvious or need that gets missed by many. Ooh, that's like an on-the-spot question. I don't know. No, I don't think I've ever. If I have, I haven't noted anything in my brain that gets missed. That would be good. Sorry, that's a bad answer to a good question. Oh, thank you, Tasty. That's kind of you. How long have I been playing cribbage for? I love cribbage. I've been playing cribbage since I was a teenager. My grandfather taught me how to play. Yep. So a while, 20 years or so. Ugh. Good. So more than 20 then. Oh, I'm going to be 40 this year. Here we go. How many camping plits? Yep. How many camping trips do I plan on doing this summer? If you mean the ones just with Lindsay, I'm not 100% sure. There's probably roughly the same on the docket as there usually is, which is about 8. Myself, I will be doing a lot more solo camping trips as well, because if being in New Denver taught me one thing, it's I like being out of the city. And I actually just got back from a solo camping trip this week. Well, I was solo for a few days, and then Amber came out and stayed a couple nights with me as well. But I see a lot more of that in my future, especially now that I have Grace. Where's the candy drawer in the new build? There isn't one. There's a bunch of candy stuffed in one of the big drawers at the back. So I guess it's kind of a candy drawer, but no official one anymore. Will you be filming in Patreon on the meetup tomorrow and making some videos? I don't know yet. I'm in a bit of a thing of not filming right now, so we'll see. For Patreon, I'll probably do updates like I usually do, but I'm not filming for my vlog right now, no. What kind of all-terrain tires do I have on Lucky? When I have my all-terrains on, they are Wrangler Duratrax. Right now, I have Nokia and Hakkapeliitta winter tires with studs on her, though. They ain't coming off till after the May long weekend. Not after the dump of snow we just got here. Ridiculous. How often do I come down to the US? I don't. I will be coming down once for sure this year, possibly twice. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Offload some more Dixons. Yeah, I know. I just sell my Dixons. I could probably pay off a house. Have I ever been to the southern U.S.? The furthest south I've been is Vegas. Thank you, Crazy Cat. I appreciate that. I didn't get Penny a new catnip toy. She's got lots of toys. Did the shrink tube work on my tripod? Oh, it did for a while, but I don't use that tripod anymore. I think I got rid of it after when I got my the better one that I have, the metal extended one that I'm using now. But the shrink tube did work, yes. I think it worked. I don't think it broke after that. I can't remember. Matthew, I have you and somebody else for Patreon. How come Patreon is taking out more money on my accounts than they're supposed to? That I don't know, and you should probably contact Patreon about that. That sounds incorrect. Don't let them do that. Or just double check your settings. I mean, I don't know a lot from the user side of Patreon, unfortunately, what you can and cannot see, but I imagine there'd be a way to see how you're set up on Patreon for everybody. Like I know that you pay, I'm pretty sure you pay yearly with me, but I'm not sure. Love the cribbage. Well, it is coming back. How proud was Lindsay to use the crib can holder? I think she's enjoying it. He needs more funnels. The heated blanket you get, does that connect with just a USB? Yeah, just a USB. But you can also blend, I mean, yeah, it's a USB. And it comes with plugs into a DC, so you can plug it into a cigarette lighter, but there's no wall plug, like no AC plug for it. How many weeks are you behind me in real time? About a week and a half to 2 weeks right now on the vlogs. Oh, thank you very much, Anon. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'll be near Indiana anytime soon, but it's very nice to know that that offer's out there. How much wattage does the heated blanket use? That I'm not sure. I don't know if I ever noted that in the vlog. My apologies. Definitely contact Patreon about that because that's not coming to me. Vern, just saying. Whoops, sorry. That ain't south, Matthew. What? Vegas isn't south? That's as south as I've been. Love that newest light blue one. My Dixon one? You're not getting that one, Sharon. I mean, my Metallica one? You're not getting that one. How do I build cabinets? I feel like mine are going to be so janky. YouTube videos, man. That's all I did. Being from Calgary, what's your Kentucky Derby pick? You talking about a horse? I don't have one. I respectfully decline to answer that question on the basis that it could incriminate me. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't think you were accusing me of taking it, Vernon. Not at all. I'm just saying I wish I could help more than I could. That's really unfortunate. But yeah, reach out, send an email, something. That sucks. Oh, Sheila. Sounds like you misbehaved and Kevin put you in a timeout, although Kevin's might be on a little bit of a power trip tonight. Or he just misclicked your name when he meant to click Amber's. Putting Sheila in timeouts. That's not good. She's a fellow patron. I mean, so's Amber, but Amber just asks for it. Hey, Bill Boyer, how you doing? Well, welcome to the live chat. Unfortunately for you, sir, we're about to wrap things up. I got a very busy day ahead of me tomorrow. So I think for now, everybody, I am going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for being here. It was a very fun live stream. We have a lot of people on board and the good ship Lucky right now. 528 souls as I'm saying this. We were over 600 at one point. That's pretty incredible. And I'm a very fortunate human being to have all of you lovely people tuning in to just listen to me yap and talk about my life in a tiny tin can with a big fat pussy. So I'm going to say thank you once again. And until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish go with the flow. You all have yourselves an amazing weekend. We'll see you on Monday with a brand new vlog. Bye-bye.